could well get the run with job on McLeod, but these are the ones that I'm looking out for. The ruckman, Clark, is the in-form ruckman for the Crows. He's just dominating the hit-outs. You can see with the effective hit-outs almost 8 a game up against McKee, who struggles in the hit-outs, but is pretty good around the ground, getting across the half-back line for the Magpies. Interchange bench, Massey, Gallagher, Biglands will do relief ruck work, and Laddams, who's pretty quick on a half-forward flank. And for the Magpies, well, you have a look at that, and they've got Loken, Burns and Holland, little fellas who could do well in these slippery conditions. Josh Fraser, who no doubt will play up forward and do a bit of ruck work.
Collingwood out, described by the AFL's top special comments man yesterday as just a good ordinary team. Pretty chilly flight on the way over with the Magpie side today. Thanks, Robert.
It was, Stephen. Yeah, not much said, was there? Well, at this stage of their development under Mick Malthouse, I think that's what they are. Lost a lot of games last year, were terrific in September. They've won 3 and lost 3. They're not a real good side at this stage, but they have the potential to be that.
Very interesting graphic here. The first 3 matches the Magpies won. They got 13 goals from their kick-ins. The last 3, when Tarkin Lockyer's been missing, they've scored just 1 goal from kicking. That's an amazing difference.
That is. Look, that's been a feature of their game for the last couple of seasons. Kicking in at full-back, the player who kicked in, whether it be Lockyer or Buckley, often they just took it the length of the ground and were able to kick goals. Hasn't happened in recent weeks.
A break. Another big night tonight for Wayne Carey. The King plays his 250th game of AFL football.
It's a battle between Melbourne's 2 top-ranked clubs when Richmond clash with Essendon at the MCG. Get ready for a wonderful match. Tigers, Bombers, tonight on Fox Footy Extra.
Don't know the reason why you love me this way. Don't know the reason why you're there every day. But I know when I hold you near, you are the reason I am here.
It amazes me how many businesses waste time with stuff like this. You don't have to muck around with phone lines. Telstra ISDN is a proven service that allows you to combine your fax, internet, phone or even FPOS lines into one. So you don't have to lose business while you're changing plugs. You don't have to waste time, which is great for small business.
There are too many downsides to having the roof open.
We're going to keep an eye on that one, Mikey, rest assured.
They've got more depth than perhaps we give them credit for.
I think it does make it for a great spectacle.
Get your eyes checked, Logan.
Well, they're not 100%, I admit that.
Join the boys for a chat on the couch, Monday on Fox Footy Channel.
One of the true superstars of the competition, Andrew McLeod. What a matchup the Collingwood team have problems with tonight. Perhaps Licuria is the man that's going to get that job tonight, so that is something to look forward to. Licuria up against Andrew McLeod. As I say, good evening to Tim Lane. Good to have you on board again, Tim.
Good to be here, Quarters. Everything points towards Adelaide, which suggests that it's a very significant night for Collingwood. A bit like
Get a feeling, yeah.
A bit like that final against Port Adelaide last year, isn't it?
They're very keyed up, that's for sure. I'm tipping Adelaide, but just. And we have a look at the other score. There's been a few upsets this week, and this was almost an upset, but the West Coast just got over the line in the dying minutes of the game to win 17-11, 1-13 against the Cats, 14-13, 97. Matera and Sampi 3 apiece for West Coast. Chapman 4, Johnson 3 for the Cats. So the winners so far this weekend, the Kangaroos, Richmond and the Eagles. So I think we're all tipping Adelaide. Boys, how about you on the boundary line? Jared Waitley and Mark Aston, good evening.
Well, it has rained for the past couple of hours here. It's not soft, but it is slippery, certainly the surface, Mark. The Pies won't mind at all if this is a wet weather game. They've developed a good brand of footy. Anthony Rocker actually missed training yesterday for personal reasons rather than an injury scare. The Pies happy to keep that a secret, Mark.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Mark Prosciutto tonight. I expect him to play a very physical and disciplined game. Terrific last week. Expect another big game tonight. Collingwood going to the right of the screen. First blood to Adelaide, a free kick out of the centre. The umpires are McLaren, Morris and Nickel. Stengline to Prosciutto. The Crows away into half forward. Carey about fourth in line there. Couldn't really get into it. Goodwin could. Was held and can have a shot with the man on the mark 45 metres out.
Well, they get plenty of ball at ground level, the Crows. They are really hard in and under. Hard ball gets their specialties, and you can just see he had really good momentum up coming through there. It was held on to by Ryan Lonely, and that was a definite free kick.
He was a little lucky. His fumble of the ball meant that if the tackle came, the free kick was his. Searching left footer Simon Goodwin. The angle slight, although the umpire insisting on another half a degree. And Goodwin preparing himself meticulously here. So Adelaide looking for a flyer from about 47. Bit of a hook, straightens late, clips the inside of the post. You can't get much closer than that. Adelaide away with a minor.
Clement to do the kicking in. We spoke about their kick-ins pre-game, not as effective as they have been for most of last year and the early part of this season.
Nothing wrong with that one. No, Clement found Shaw.
And no doubt Shaw back in the team to add a bit of pace.
And that's also an excellent kick. And Shane Woden takes an uncontested mark on the wing. To half forward and in front of Rocker. Bassett's the spoiler. Doing the crumbing was O'Brien. Little left foot shit kick into space. Tarrant in front of Hart. What a great battle that's going to be all night. And we'll have a ball up. 45 out for the Magpies goal.
Yes, Ben Hart, the veteran, on Chris Tarrant. Well, he's got the pace to go with Tarrant. Tarrant getting most of his 10 marks on the lead.
Stengline running with Buckley, as you can see, just between our camera and the umpire. Looks like the tightest of tags. Clark, clean palm on the ball, and John Cock, clean contact off the ground. McLeod wrestling it out. And that will be a ball up, Collingwood side of the wing. Slippery conditions after, as Jared told us, quite a bit of rain in Adelaide. Conditions, I would think, which might warm Mick Malthouse's heart.
Yeah, rain stopped just before the game, so hopefully we'll get no more for the rest of the night. There's Prosciutto, fed out the ball, he's had a free kick. To Bickley, no, said the umpire. We'll have another ball up. So just 1 point so far. That was the post to Goodwin.
Yeah, Bigland's on the bench. He'll do the ruck work when Big Clark has a rest, but Clark just dominates these hit-outs. You can see there, he'll just do it all night.
But it's a Collingwood clearance to the 50. Bassett gets in front of Rocker. Got to fist to it. Malloy can't get the crumbs.
Gee, Malloy just got crunched. He had that facial injury.
Bree gave it to Buckley. It was a big shirt front from John Cock. Completely legal, may we add, and Buckley has missed.
But Jared Malloy, of course, you can see that hard hit. Jared Malloy had 6 stitches in a cut just below the eye from a training incident only 2 days ago.
He's a hard man for a youngster, Graham John Cock. Wouldn't like to be in his way. And now he delivers to Tawney.
Tawney playing on Didak. That's the man on the mark.
Bassett with a big job on Rocker, conceding lots of centimetres. Now McGregor behind the centre line for Adelaide, and the Crows can build. Hart running off Tarrant and delivering beautifully to Perry. Just beyond the 50. In fact, the umpire says just inside the 50 the mark was taken. Still testing range for Perry.
Jared Malloy bleeding. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he comes off. Probably opened up that wound. Perry starting at full forward, Carey playing further out across the half-forward line.
So, a second left foot shot from long range. Has it got the carry? Brownwood going up because they like the line. Now, is that a goal off the ground? It is. The Crows have the first. And we might need a replay to establish the identity. Carey, is it?
Got a feeling it is, Tim. This ball lands just on the line, comes to ground, a flurry of feet. Wayne Carey, number 2. Oh, gee, went between legs.
Goal umpire in perfect position. Goal to Carey. So Wayne Carey is the goal scorer. I'll tell you what, the goal umpire knows best. He was in a perfect position, but gee, it was a brave decision. Look at that, right between two Magpies' legs.
I think it was a goal, and you can see Malloy. He is most upset. Now he's bleeding more from the nose. You can see the cut below the eye. That hasn't been opened up. It's more a knock to the nose, and he is ropeable.
We'll need a transfusion by the end of the week. They've lost that much clarity. That's unlucky, isn't it?
Well, it's unlucky not to get a free kick too, because I mean clearly there's been high contact.
Let's have a look at it. And well, it's a
fair old-fashioned shirt.
Yeah, it's a good old-fashioned shirt front. But if you get hit to the head, it should be a free kick. And there's no doubt he's been hit to the head because the nose is bleeding.
So Malloy off. He'll get patched up. He's a tough cook. He'll be back soon as Bickley puts Adelaide into attack once again. Wakeland did well, but it's a spoil for Ronnie. And Burns has got another one for the Crows. Well, just what Collingwood didn't want. The emotion is with Adelaide and the crowd. 2 quick goals.
And I would think that Gary Ayres would just be delighted with the goals coming to Carey and Burns. Now, Ronnie Burns, the ex-Cat, didn't start the season off all that well. The last week or two, he started to hit some form, but, well, he's a confidence player, and when you get a goal in the first minute or two, does your confidence the world of good.
Best imaginable start for Adelaide, the worst for Collingwood. They've had a dent put in them physically, and Adelaide are away with a couple of goals. Collingwood need to hit back and do it quickly. Buckley winning it out of the middle, giving them a chance. And it is a Collingwood free kick to Rocker. Darren Morris, the officiating umpire there, and Rocker a scoring chance with the man on the mark at 49.
Well, he shouldn't think about anything else but kicking the goal. He's certainly within goal-kicking range and directly in front. And I'm sure he'll just go back and set himself. Big fella's kicked 13 for the season.
And big long ones, of course, can give a side that momentum that Collingwood needs to come back. It won't. Way off range. And the Magpies miss again. Let's go down to Jared Waitley with a report on Jared Malloy.
You talk about tough quarters. Jared Malloy's just been cleaned up his nose. I wonder if it might be broken, but he's up walking the boundary. He's had the change of jumper, obviously, from the blood rule, but it's right next to the cut under that left eye, which left him pretty dazed yesterday at training. He spent half an hour off the track, so you couldn't imagine he'd be feeling too well, but he's getting ready to come back on.
Who says modern-day footballers are soft? No way.
Well, Josh Fraser replaced Malloy, and he's the man with the mark, and again, he's within goal-kicking distance.
So this will be a real confidence booster for Josh Fraser, who got a touch-up again in the Melbourne newspapers today.
And going in with a tall forward line, the Magpies, they've got Tarrant, Rocker and Fraser playing up forward with McKee in the ruck.
3 goals in his 4 games so far this season, Josh Fraser. He'll be kicking from right on 50. And in the end, this is everything. And it's a free kick to the Crows in the back pocket. So 2-1, plays 2 behinds. And we've been going almost 9 minutes in this first term.
Crows wasting no time. Clark working it to Tawney. Carey the target, covering some territory. Up to the wing. Loney to Woden though for Collingwood. And the Magpies are dangerous. Johnson to Lecuria to Fraser, who can have another go, this time from directly in front. A more kickable shot. And they badly need to nail one of these. They're having plenty of the ball. Buckley dynamic in the early part. He's had a magnificent first 6 weeks.
and extraordinarily has polled 22 Brownlow votes against Adelaide from 11 encounters.
I think the Adelaide runner will be going out to Ken McGregor, the centre half back for the Crows. It's his opponent, Fraser. 2 marks unopposed in the last 2 minutes.
That looks good, and Collingwood get there first. It's an important goal. Always dangerous against Adelaide with the crowd involved in the match. But they just might really hit you like a whirlwind early.
Good spoil by Shane Wakeland to get that ball going Collingwood's way. And they just moved it really well with neat foot passing. And the Adelaide runner has been out to McGregor, number 16, giving him a bit of a rocket.
It's the Crows by 5 points. Important goal there for the Magpies through Josh Fraser. And we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle. Yeah, that's an extraordinary stat, isn't it? He's polled in 9 of 11 games against the Crows, Nathan Buckley, averaging 2 Brownlow votes and 29 disposals a game.
Amazing thing about the Magpies, they get very few hit-outs, but their clearances are good.
Advantage paid. Here come the Crows again. It's Rashuto inside 50, looking for Perry. There's Bogue, twisting and turning. Good tackle. And we'll have a ball up, 35 out from the Crows' goal. The tackler was Richard Cole, who's playing his first game for the season for Collingwood.
Yeah, and that was a great tackle. Really wrapped Bode up. You can see him there. He can play forward. He can play midfield. They've got him playing half-back at the moment.
Clark again got the knock. Beautifully done to Rashuto. That's exactly what you're talking about, Rob. Just dominating the hit-outs, and that was just brilliant play.
Well, they do it as good as anybody in the competition. I'm a big fan of Matthew Clark's, but when you get a man the size with the power and ability, and you can see Woden's got touch on his opponent, and just a bit of a push. And look, that tap went no more than 1.5 meters into the path of the running Rashuto. And just a very well orchestrated. The communication, you can see they always talk to each other. They know where the ruckman's trying to hit it.
So it's the Crows by 11 points. Rashuto dynamic last week against the Kangaroos. Made a good start here. Woden hitting the contest hard. Scotland smothered. Crows working hard. Levering it out. Matner, 3 of them on his hammer. Crowell, well tackled. Plenty of ginger in the contest early. And Adelaide 3 goals to 1 have made a very good start. So it's Clark against McKee once again. Clark, beautiful tap. As the Crows go deep into attack again. Across the face, Shaw. Is it still in? It is, says the umpire. And a clever little kick from Reece Shaw. There's Carey. Struggled to bend down to pick it up, to be honest. Perry throwing his weight around. Does well. Keeps it in play, but only as far as Johnson. So the Magpies at half-back. It's a long kick. Rocker's got rid of his opponent and he flies. Couldn't hang on to it. Bassett off the ground. That'll be on the full. It'll be a free kick to the Magpies at half-forward.
Magpies are playing Rocker and Fraser up across half-forward. Tarrant playing from the goal square. Tarrant pushing up now to be an option, but the Crows have just got him surrounded.
Buckley told he's played on, and Fraser's got it again. He's giving McGregor the runaround, but he's had to come a long way from goal here.
Because they come inside the boundary.
Now Johnson working well away from Adelaide's goal. Crows flooding back. Only 1 forward of the centre. Carey in the goal square. Chance Didak on his preferred side. Well, should have nailed that and missed it abysmally.
Timed the run perfectly, Tim. Took the ball to the front, just perfect crumbing. And on his preferred left foot, he put it out of bounds. So really disappointing finish.
Hart chooses Tawney. Now the Crows are away.
Gee, Carey's on a big lead.
This is Stenglein. Carey gets there. No, he can't. Traps it on the first bounce. Little dish to Bogue was good. Now on the left to the 50. Ronnie Burns. Beautiful spoil by Clement. That was well done. So it's about 55 out as Loney comes off for the Maggies and Locken comes on.
Well, Wayne Carey, plenty of huff and puff from Big Wayne at the moment. He's had to run 100 metres to get that ball. I think he'd rather be back in the goal square.
Clark again the tap to Bickley. Around the corner inside 50. Clement against Burns. Is it a free? Gee, you have to look at that one on replay. Didn't see much in it.
Well, the umpire was in a perfect spot. He was only about 15 metres away.
So Burns will line up for his second. And here's a replay. Was it a push? Gee.
Look, the hands were on the back, and that's all the umpire needs to see. It looks soft, but technically it's right.
So 5 times he was the leading goal scorer for the Cats. Now he's a Crow. He's lining up for goal number 2 this evening. Stabs at it, but it's good enough. Ronnie Burns gets his second. So it's 4 goals to 1 in the opening 15 minutes of this game at AAMI Stadium. And the Crows looking good. Pretty unlucky, I reckon, James Clement. What do you reckon, Tim?
He gets some interesting matchups, doesn't he? There wasn't a lot in it, but if he was going to really have the edge on Burns, it would be an aerial contest, and he's given him a goal there with a free kick in one of those. Collingwood in early trouble, down by 17. Tough going for them. Matner helping it to McLeod, who hasn't really made a mark yet. And now the running John Cock. Adelaide building again on the lead. Perry could almost have hung on to that. Burns dangerous once more. Wrapped up. Shaw under it all for Collingwood. Locken in there as well. And the ball up close to Adelaide's goal again, about 40 metres out.
One of the things with Perry, who's playing at full forward, he marks everything on the chest, and that'll cost him because he's just got to put his hands out. He always just wraps up for the chest mark, and that gives the defender the chance to spoil.
Clark again the tap in the direction of Rashudo, who got rid of Woden. Now Edwards looking for support. Back to Rashudo. Plays a bit of volleyball in the end to Goodwin. Does well to get boot to ball. Tip of the goal square. Off the ground. Carey's got another one. Carey's got 2. 2 soccer goals to the King in his 250th. And the Crows now are well and truly away here at AAMI Stadium. 5-1-31 plays 1-2-8. We've only been going 17 minutes in the first quarter.
Well, about 10 minutes ago we said the best thing that Gary Ayres could have would be for Carey and Burns to kick the first 2 goals. Well, they've kicked 2 each at this stage of the first term. And ball just kicked to a dangerous spot, 50-50. And Carey the first one to react. And in the end, it was an easy soccer off the ground. You can see the ball spinning there. Wakeland too late to get to it. And he is absolutely delighted. And so, too, are the Crow fans.
Would you have used the torp as Carey did off the ground and had that torpedo spin on it? Boy, Collingwood have got some work to do.
Well, already you just see the dominance of Clark in the ruck. And Gary Ayres, you know, he's got Biglands who can come on, but he's probably thinking, well, why bring Biglands on? You can have a look at the hit-outs, 10-0. Why bring Biglands on when Clark's just dominating?
Slaughter in the ruck. McKee wins one for Collingwood. Do they get a result? Fraser pushed off it by McGregor. And Adelaide are away through Matner, who's done some good things. Goodwin and Bickley. It is slippery out there. It's treacherous. Rashuto. Bode was the target. Wakeland has it covered. Collingwood under relentless pressure here. Carey wanting a free kick. Won't get it there. In fact, it'll go the other way for a push in the back. The crowd don't like it. Carey accepts it stoically. Clement's ball.
Gee, it's a good crowd.
Short to McKee. Looking for options. Have a look at McKee's hit-out stats. He's averaging just 9 hit-outs a game, although he is leading the competition in hard ball gets. So he said 9 hit-outs a game to McKee. We look at Clark's season average, 22. It's a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. They share their ruck work, the Magpies. Fraser will have a turn. Anthony Rocker will have a turn. They haven't got a dominant ruckman, so they mix it up. Here the umpire, Nichols, saying, move out.
I've got to bounce it there. I want to clear out.
For goodness sake, fellas, don't touch him.
So down it goes. Give that one to McKee. There's a free kick off the ball. And it's going Adelaide's way.
No.
against Ben Johnson, I think.
Back to me.
And Bode is the recipient.
Back to Meter. Go out, go out. Play on.
Bode on the left, squares it up, Perry's the target. Got both hands on it, but couldn't hang on to it. Tawney to Goodwin from 55. It'll be a Collingwood mark deep in defence, McKee.
That's what McKee does well. He gets back in that back line to help out the defenders.
He shorts it to Locken.
Long ball to the wing, and a good one to Tarrant. Now O'Brien, and loose for Collingwood, and capable of wreaking havoc as Woden to a one-on-one. Rocker, open goal. Collingwood have their second.
And just great movement of the ball, and we saw Tarrant, who was playing at full forward. He pushed himself up to the wing, and then the ball ended up in Woden's hands. He played on and just realised that Anthony Rocker was in the perfect position, and the long kick just meant that Bassett, the much smaller opponent, he was never going to get that ball. Anthony barely had to get off the ground, just hold his position, take the mark, and turn around and put it through.
17 points of difference. Adelaide in front. Coming onto the ground is Biglands to replace Clark, and the Crows are away as he gets it to McLeod. A sizzling pass inside 50. Just unable to hang on to it. And there is Laddams, and we'll have a ball up, 45 out. Gee, it was a great pass.
Yeah. And you can see Biglands has come down, the big blonde-headed fella, number 35. Adelaide will make sure their ruckman goes forward all the time, so McKee's not the spare man in defence for the Maggies.
And another bounce here. So 6 minutes left in the first quarter. 5-1 plays 2-2. Jared Malloy, who copped a heavy hip and shoulder from John Cock early in the game, and a lot of blood coming out of the nose. He's had a bad week. Copped a nasty gash on the cheek yesterday. Copped 6 stitches, and now a bloodied nose, but he's tough. He'll be out in a minute. Here's Burns. Handballs to himself in the end, and then who opens space. Well, Woden beaten for pace there by Edwards. To Bode on the left. Got an extra player, and it's Rasciuto who takes the juggling mark. And Mark Rasciuto will line up directly in front, kicking from about 51 out, and he is a thumping kick. This is within his reach.
Yes, and just too tall, too strong, and Reece Shaw, that's not his direct opponent, so you can't make him too responsible for that.
Now, Mark Rasciuto, who had a career-high 39 disposals against the Kangaroos last week, averaging 24 touches this season. He's kick one. And as I said, when he connects, he's a thumping kick.
Whilst this is all going on, Mick Malthouse has made a couple of moves. Wakeland, who started on Carey, has now gone to fullback on Perry, and Prestigiacomo has now taken Wayne Carey.
So Rasciuto lines up. It's a big kick. Just misses to the right. So 1-1 to Rasciuto, and it's 5-2. The Crows 32, Collingwood 2-2. So it's Adelaide by 3 straight kicks with just under 5 minutes left in the first term.
Adelaide's Foreign Legion making a great start here. Carey and Burns, 4 of the 5 goals. Rasciuto has the other, and could well have had a second one there. Clement wasn't quite sure which way to go and opted for the long one. It's straight to Biglands. And Adelaide will continue to pour on the pressure. Rasciuto, now Tawney, another member of the Foreign Legion. Burns from behind here. Just manages to unbalance Clement. Bode, sting line. Burns again from 50. How will it bounce? How will it bounce? Just offline. But Collingwood continue to be under the pump.
Tell you what, guys, it's a credit to the Crows fans and to Collingwood's drawing power. It's an absolute chock-a-block, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not a seat available here at AAMI Stadium.
No, it's a great atmosphere. And you can just sense the Crows fans are willing Carey and Burns on.
Buckley to Woden. Now Carey mops up the crumbs to Laddams, who loves a snap goal. It's not a bad kick. It's another one to Adelaide. Beautiful snap from Chris Laddams. And again, the king, Wayne Carey, had a hand in that one.
Well, he did, and a couple of smart handballs from Carey in this first quarter, as well as the 2 off the ground. And Buckley, the kick ends, and it wasn't a good kick. He just put Woden under pressure. Easy pick up by Carey. And this fella on his left foot, perfect kick.
Right out of the water in this first quarter.
Yeah, Prestigiacomo now onto Carey, and Josh Fraser doing the ruck work for the Magpies.
Yes, Malloy has come back and gone into attack for Collingwood, where he started before that mishap in the opening couple of minutes. Fierce crush for the ball, and another ball up.
And the man at the bottom of the pack, Andrew McLeod, Lacuria has played on him for most of this quarter. You can just see Lacuria in picture going across to get some touch on him.
They haven't been a major factor. Umpire McLaren throws it up. Bigland's bringing it down straight to Burns. Nowhere to go.
There's Scotty Burns starting on the interchange bench, and that's happened a bit in recent weeks.
Back again.
What's the thinking there, Robert?
I really don't know. I really don't know. I really admire him as a player. Maybe he just can't run out 100 minutes at this stage.
Prosciutto, strong as an ox, doing all the heavy work in there. Hart working it forward. Brilliant move, Adelaide. McLeod from inside 50. Oh, that was magnificent. And the AAMI Stadium crowd is just about on fire to the same extent as their heroes, the Crows.
Well, there's the man in picture. You only have to give him an inch, and he'll take a mile, and you can just see the acceleration. He just gets that footy and puts the foot down, 4 or 5 quick steps, enough to give himself a bit of space. Just amazing goal sense, and he knew that was going straight through. As soon as it hit his boot, he knew that he'd connected perfectly.
The Crows are hot at Footy Park. 7-3 plays 2-2. 31 points the margin. Still 3 minutes remaining in this first term. Malloy back in the battle.
Just see a lot of players around the ball, and just the strong, mature bodies of Adelaide. They won't mind this at all.
So contesting this one is Biglands and Fraser, while Woden got the hard ball. Handballs to Fraser. Wobbles one to half forward. John Cock. That's a free kick.
John Cock playing on a half-back flank, O'Brien, his opponent.
Graham John Cock, one of the exciting young talents in the competition. To half forward. Carey. Well, Woden got it to Holland, who's come on. Back to half forward. Williams from behind. Well done by John Cock. Tackles O'Brien. Hot ball here. Was O'Brien pushed? No. Umpire will bounce it once again.
Adelaide Crows, one of the best tackling teams in the AFL. 6 games in, ranked 3rd in the competition with the tackles. Oh, they love it. Look at Goodwin, Bickley, McLeod. All of them just enjoy the hard physical stuff.
Bigland's first hand onto it. Fraser had the chance at the second go, got it to Burns. Can Rocker make something of this? Almost. Well done, Hart, the old pro. Still a young pro, really. Lacuria to Buckley. Saw his target. Put it in front of O'Brien. Problem is he's got 2 against him. Make that 3 with Hart there as well. John Cock. Hand pass take a long time to get to Bassett. Rocket to Malloy now. Still a chance for Collingwood. And Woden on the end of it. Should be able to kick a goal, but it was hard work for the Magpies.
Jared Malloy wanted to get one back there.
Jared Malloy owed somebody one. Didn't matter who it was, but he had to give one back because he got cleaned up in the first minute, put him off the ground. But just before that, gee, he went hard at a Crows player, and good on him.
So Woden on the angle favouring his left foot. Collingwood badly needing him to kick their 3rd. Last year's runner-up has looked out of its depth against the Crows in this stunning opening quarter. Good kick, Collingwood's 3rd goal, but they have a lot of work to do.
Just the inside 50s, 14-8 in favour of the Crows, and that's no surprise. Might be able to see the Jared Malloy run on an opposition player coming up. Oh, Bassett, lucky he missed you. But good on him, he got that and then centred the ball, and Woden took it, finished off perfectly.
Good work from Jared Malloy. The Magpies hanging in there, but as Tim Lane said, a lot of work to do. 7-3 plays 3-2 as we near quarter time. Saturday night football on 10. O'Brien has the ball pinned to him by John Cock. And again, it's take 2 in the middle. Leading possession getters so far for Adelaide, 9 to Rasciuto, 6 to John Cock. While for the Magpies, 8 to O'Woden and 5 each to Fraser and Buckley. Give that one to Burns. Tapped it straight to Stengline. Crows back into attack. Carey fisted away by Prestigiacomo. Good tackle by Cole on Edwards.
And there's Wayne Carey in picture. He's been playing out at centre-half forward. Started off on Shane Wakeler, now has Prestigiacomo. And just moving out of the 50-metre arc.
Biglands somehow got it to Goodwin. Just in time, the siren sounded it. What a first quarter it was to the Adelaide Crows. Well and truly taking the honours, Robert Wall. 7-3, playing 3-2. It's Adelaide by 25 points.
Well, they were impressive. They were powerful. They got the clearances. They mixed up their forward line. Burns, Carey, Perry all looked dangerous. Tyson Edwards playing in the forward line as well. To Collingwood's credit, when they did take it forward, which wasn't all that often, they were able to kick 3 goals. So they're still in it. And just maybe, in the second quarter, Collingwood will kick to the advantage then. I think it might be worth 1 or 2 goals going that way.
So quarter time here at AAMI Stadium. Round 7, Saturday night football on 10. It's Adelaide leading the Magpies by 25 points. And Wayne Carey in his 250th game has so far kicked 2 goals.
Warehouse bulk buying power means you get the lowest prices every day, so you can buy more for less. Like 6-volt Latin battery, only $1.80. Step ladder, just $37. In colour interior acrylic, great value at $45. 10-pack light globes, a low $3.98. Slip glass doormats, 2 for $3. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
It amazes me how many businesses waste time with stuff like this. You don't have to muck around with phone lines. Telstra ISDN is a proven service that allows you to combine your fax, internet, phone or even FPOS lines into one. So you don't have to lose business while you're changing plugs. You don't have to waste time, which is great for small business.
Anthony Koutafidis, one of Carlton's favourite sons, tonight plays his 200th game. To celebrate, this stunning official AFL piece showcases images of his great games, a replica of his 1995 Premiership medallion, and is personally signed by Kouta. For just $1,195 plus postage and handling, you can be the proud owner of one of the limited edition of only 143. This is a unique collector's item. Call 1300 550 0602 and share in 200 games of Kouta magic.
Last week on White Line Fever, Bulldog captain Chris Grant.
When I hit the ground and twisted, I heard the pop, I heard the crunch, and almost like a violin string going.
Injured Tiger Brad Ottens.
Pretty confident that I'll be back within probably hopefully 6 weeks.
And Brett Moyle's saintly grandmother.
Oh, look, let's face it. It doesn't matter who's been fined. It was absolutely wonderful.
Monday, Magpie captain Nathan Buckley and Hall of Famer Kevin Bartlett join me live to take your calls. That's White Line Fever, 7:30 Eastern.
track at the moment.
Clark again got the knock. Beautifully done to Rashudo. That's exactly what you're talking about, Rob. Just dominating quarter time at AAMI Stadium. And the Crows off to a flyer. 7-3-45 plays 3-2-20. Carey and Burns, the two imports this year, have 2 apiece for the Crows. Rashudo 9 touches. John Cox 6 for Adelaide. Woden leading the way for the Magpies with 8. Buckley 5. Chris Tarrant hasn't had much impact on the game at all. And Adelaide just 2 at the moment, particularly with Matthew Clark dominating in the ruck. Robert and Tim.
Yes, the ruck of Clark and Biglands, everybody knew it would be a worry for the Collingwood side. There's not too much that Mick Malthouse can do about it. Just ask his ruckman to give a contest, maybe knock their arms, but particularly at ground level to make sure that they've got the 4 corners covered. And they're doing pretty well at that at this stage. But eventually it just opens up with the power of Rashudo, McLeod and so on.
Speaking of Rashudo, 9 disposals in that first quarter. Powerhouse, isn't he?
Oh, he's a powerhouse. He's such a strong player. He's captain of the team and they love him over here. Premiership player.
5-time All-Australian.
Yeah, he's done a lot, but gee, that was just a perfect bit of ruck work. And he finished off, and gee, isn't it a big crowd here at AAMI Stadium?
Yeah, absolute sellout now. And Wayne Carey in his 250th certainly had an impact in that first term with 2 soccer goals.
Yes, and we see this one here. It was really hard to work out how it got through a maze of legs, but it did. And, well, he'll take it. This one was a little bit clearer. Spinning ball, he put it through, but he's been playing mainly out across half forward.
Shane Woden, believe it or not, led in the rankings at the moment, but he had an excellent first quarter, 8 disposals and kicked a goal.
Yeah, he's been playing on the wing, and Matner is his opponent now.
Jared Waitley and Mark Aston.
Yeah, quarter's certainly not the start the Pies were looking for. Mick Malthouse working his runners furiously in the back half of the quarter. He set a small goal, just win the quarter and work their way back into the game. Mark, an electric atmosphere.
Fantastic atmosphere, full house. I know the Crows spoke very, very significantly during the week about getting off to a good start. That's exactly what they've done, leading by 25.
No takeaway, so will there be a second ball up? I think there might be eventually. They all sort of all stood and watched, didn't they? Total ball use is 68-43 Adelaide's way, and that's not because they were playing a short game. They were just getting the ball, and Collingwood weren't. Umpire Morris bouncing it, Clark's back. McKee beat him comprehensively there, and Buckley off the ground gives Collingwood a real chance. Tarrant, 40 metres out. And for once, Ben Hart didn't have the answer. Good opportunistic move by Buckley, just hoeing the boot into it. Good old-fashioned wet weather football. And he got a result.
Well, it's, you know, a forward wouldn't mind that, Tim, because it's 50-50. It's either going to go to the advantage of Tarrant or his opponent. Forwards like a 50-50 opportunity. That's why I think teams should get it quicker into their forwards at times rather than just pinpoint it on their chest.
Margin 25 to give Collingwood a good start to the second quarter, and he does. Well, that's what the doctor ordered. Dr. Malthouse?
Yeah, no, that was good. And, well, they've bounced it down. And Buckley, he would have got at least 40 metres with that kick.
Could have gone anywhere, couldn't it? Because it was in flight. He just took a swing and made a lovely, sweet contact. Tarrant gets his first for the evening, his 16th for the year. And that's an important goal for the Magpies. They've whittled the margin back to 19. Clark over the top again. And as we so often see, it'll be a secondary bounce.
Andrew McLeod, you can see Andrew McLeod, top of picture there. He's got a new opponent. Well, there's Woden, but Locken is the new opponent for McLeod. Player rankings, Woden after that brilliant first quarter.
Good kick out of the pack's ineffective. Now Buckley, little toe poke, went straight to Rashudo, who goes bang and thumps it back inside 50. Clement was the fist. Now Didak being quiet. Little give and go to Licuria, who's run down. Fantastic tackle by Matner, but Collingwood still had possession. This is Cole from the Malloy handball. That's an excellent mark from Tarrant.
He needs to move it on quickly.
He's gone short. There's a couple of Magpies. One of them's Woden. Well done, Chris Tarrant. And Shane Woden, who's working his backside off, will have a shot for his second goal of the evening.
And good play by Malloy to get that handball out. But, gee, the Tarrant mark was good overhead, just so strong. And Ben Hart, one of the best defenders in the game, you can see he just gives himself full reach, body in front, arms at full stretch, very hard to spoil. That's something that Perry up the other end, the Crows forward, could look at. But, well, Woden's been really good. He's playing on a wing, 8 disposals in the first quarter.
Can he finish? He's kicked one. Coming back. It's a goal. Magpies are back. So 2 goals to Woden, and all of a sudden, it's 13 points to diff.
And some rain coming down. And it'll be interesting to see if the umpires bounce the ball or throw it up. But Richard Cole coming off half-back. That's a nice pass on his left boot. And such a good mark. And just pleased to see Tarrant move the ball on quickly. That's something that they didn't do for 3 quarters against the Swans last week. And Mick Malthouse, and alongside him Brad Gotch, the former Fitzroy Rover.
Back to 13 points, Collingwood in this. Buckley sharking Clark's knock. And here go the Magpies again. O'Brien cleverly to Johnson. Needed the one grab. Still Collingwood a chance. Didak with the ball at his bootlaces. Good clean grab that time. Magpies dangerous.
Free kick.
Now that'll be a free kick on the edge of the goal square, so it becomes almost a certain goal. And Tarrant suddenly has the better of Ben Hart. And as he showed in the last quarter last Saturday night, when he starts providing a target, Collingwood are a different team.
Credit to Buckley getting it out of the centre, and Didak, the quick pick-up. They are definitely working to move the ball on much, much quicker than last week.
The margin is back to just 7 points. This is an extraordinary start by Collingwood. Magnificent counter-attack.
And have a look at the free kick, the holding there, no doubt of that. And see, Tarrant worries opposition defenders because he's so quick on the lead that they will infringe. They just desperately try to hold him back. And as a result, he'll get, well, Collingwood supporters will say he doesn't get enough free kicks, but he's got one there.
3 goals in the opening 5 minutes of the second term to the Magpies, and it's now just a 7-point ball game. All of a sudden, some headaches for Gary Ayres. Back in the middle. Clark reached over the top, but Collingwood have the momentum. Here they go again. Johnson to McKee. He pumps it long. Rocker. Tarrant. Can he get boot to ball? He can't. It's a behind.
Good example of McKee. He got beaten in the ruck work, but he follows up with a second effort, and the big ruckman cleared the ball from the centre, so that's great to see.
Well, 25 points has become just 6 in the twinkling of an eye. Bassett takes Hart's kick in. And suddenly, it's the Crows defending for their lives. Stirring revival by Collingwood. Now Goodwin at half-back. I seem to recall here 2 years ago, Collingwood were really smashed in the first quarter by Port Adelaide, but came back and won. Goodwin to the wing. Clark got his hands onto it. Shaw didn't take it with him. You can't let McLeod in like that, although his hands were too quick for his teammates. Crowell now. And Adelaide managed to cross the centre for the first time this quarter. Carey, not quite. Not quite. Would have held it in his heyday.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Tim.
Good to see him out at centre-half forward under the lights, though. 250 games on. Just the way it used to be on the MCG. McKee wrestling it out, but to Rashuto. Now Bickley, who spent time on the bench in the first quarter, cocked it high. Adelaide free kick.
Sorry, mate, you got him high.
Well, the Adelaide run has been out to a lot of players, and I would think the message would be give away the handball with this drizzly weather, get it on quickly by boot.
Oh, well done, Prestigiacomo. And looked as though the kick might have had the weight to reach Carey.
Yeah, there's McLeod and Matthew Locken running with him all over the field.
Prestigiacomo hemmed in the back pocket. Goes the long option. Holland couldn't hang on to it. Goodwin receives the Rashuto handball. Back inside Adelaide go. Bode beautifully sharp into the pocket. Locken. Prestigiacomo put the body on the line. Now Holland to Clement. Couldn't break the tackle. Bode. Good second effort there. Back to Rashuto from a standing start. Prosciutto has hit the post. 1 goal, 2 to Mark Prosciutto. That was a tough passage of play. 46 plays 39. It's the Crows by 7 points.
Woden to do the kicking in. Adelaide haven't gone man on man. You can see they're just filling space. They've got a zone defence in place, so plenty of Magpies free. Will he be able to find one?
Having his best day or night in black and white so far, Woden. We really have a game on our hands now. This could be an epic. Holland for Collingwood. McKee cleverly knocking it on. Lucuria getting into this match. Now Burns and Collingwood are away again. Tarrant and Hart 1 out. Tarrant is on fire. Didn't quite get the umpire's nod. So a throw in.
What a tough, super effort by Tarrant.
Yeah, just get it cleaned up, mate. Cleaned up.
Yeah, he doesn't have to get... The umpire's saying to Jared Malloy, just get it cleaned up. Last year, he would have been sent from the field. This is common sense umpiring.
Throw in. McKee and Clark nullified each other. It's 50 out from Collingwood's goal. Goodwin. Oh, well done, Burns. The real hard ball get that was. To Buckley to O'Brien. His handball's pretty ordinary. We'll have a throw in.
Just went the extra handball. That's pretty slippery out there.
So it's 45 out from Collingwood's goal. Just 7 points in it now. Great fight back in this second term by the Magpies. Crows have numbers at the contest. Goodwin, awkward looking kick. But, well, I thought it was going to be effective. The drop into Beans was Crow. Oh, great pick up Prosciutto. That was brilliantly done. Now Bickley. Cole's hot on his heels, but Bickley tapped it beautifully over to Edwards. And the Crows are away. Yes, this is dangerous for Collingwood. He's got 20 metres. Well played, though, Holland, as he went for the ball fearlessly in a psychological sense. Now Lucuria having a good quarter here. Johnson as Collingwood switch play. Woden again into double figures already, having a big night. On the lead is Tarrant again. Kick not good enough for him that time. That crossed the line surely. Yes, it did. The boundary umpire was in good position, even though he was 20 or 30 metres down the ground. Tarrant and Hart having a tremendous battle. Collingwood working their way back, just 7 points down. McKee and Clark lock horns again. Malloy was the third man in, tapped it straight to Bickley, to the wing. Burns, Tawney, Edwards. Now Martin Matner shows a lot of dash, dares to have a bounce, winds up from 60 out, but it's no one home for Adelaide. And Brodie Holland, who's done a bit of good work in his second term in defence, finds Wakeland, and he breaks the tackle, and the Magpies are away. He's got an option on short on the wing. It's Woden again. This is disposal number 11. And it is to a one-on-one. Well done by Bassett, but Buckley swoops. Well tackled by Bode. Now O'Brien under fierce pressure. Goodwin has this to himself. Makes a mess of it. Lucuria just getting a hand in there. Well done too by Lucuria on Stengline's hand pass. Keeps the ball in 50-50. Collingwood ferocious in this quarter. Have really raised their intensity. And come out of it all with a free kick. And it's in the hands of Rocker, who is too far out even for him. But he can put it somewhere dangerous. I don't know what was in his mind there. It's an Adelaide free kick. Hart comes away with the spillage anyway and delivers to Perry, who's come a long way from goal.
Got Carey in the forward 50 coming out now.
Edwards kicks it to Carey, who lost his footing at the crucial moment. Now Locken under pressure, and it'll be a throw-in, so a bit of respite for both teams. Gee, it's hard in the clinches at the moment, isn't it?
Wonderful. There's Buckley in picture. He's had 10 disposals. Stengline, his opponents, had 8. I think Stengline's doing a pretty good job.
Clark to Bickley. Left foot kick. Again, Carey's underneath it. Prestigiacomo's falls. Oh, beautiful throwing. Ronnie Burns has kicked his third. No, it's shaved the post. So that's the third poster for the Adelaide Crows. Just shaved the post on the way through.
He's looking dangerous, Ronnie.
2-2 to Ronnie Burns. Lucky let off for the Magpies as the kick in's good. Woden finds Didak at half-back.
That was a good play, wasn't it? Woden gave himself 7 or 8 metres by playing on and was able to get the range with Didak well beyond the 50. And Woden's got it again. Now Lucuria really making a mark in this second term. Woden again. Forced wide for Burns. Collingwood controlling the footy. Crowded in midfield, so he goes long down the flank. Buckley, been like a man inspired tonight. Bassett, well smothered. Adelaide continually under pressure. Stengline. Cool stuff. And Ronnie coming down to the back half. Unfamiliar territory. What'll he do? You never know. The $64 question. Edwards. Adelaide build. Good delivery. Well done, Prestigiacomo, doing well on Carey. Woden and Holland doing well in the back half. Holland's handball, oh, lucky. They could have pitched a goal to the Crows, but it's a free kick coming back to Holland. Hands here, as you would expect, they like it. But he's been good this second turn, Brody Holland. Rob in defence.
Oh, he's been good, yeah. He's started on the interchange and 3 or 4 disposals, and poor kick there from Lachlan.
Bodies sliding everywhere. That could almost be a free kick. No, umpire will come in and bounce.
Tim, we've seen Carey involved in 3 or 4 contests in this quarter, and I reckon he hasn't got a second effort. If the first effort doesn't secure the ball, there's really not much of a second go at it. Might be a fitness thing, might be age.
He's being hampered by an injury. There is some speculation he might even have surgery in the next couple of weeks, although there is just speculation. Clement at half-back. To half-forward. Tarrant and Hart misjudged it. There's Rasciuto. Back to Hart. What a champion he's been for Adelaide. And his kick just stays in play. It's marked by Bickley.
Behind the centre line. For a 1-on-2. Perry with the field against him. Wakeland finding the sanctuary of the line. Adelaide by 8 points in the middle stages of this second term. And it's been a while since they kicked one. And the crowd realising that this is going to be a match after all. Lucuria again. Locken. Open Collingwood forward line here. Sliding, bouncing ball. Ben Hart, as he so often is, in precisely the right spot. John Cock. Now McLeod, who's been quiet this quarter. Shaw's hands not quite living up to his name. John Cock. Crows dangerous here. Bickley. Massey, who's come on, just scrambling the kick forward, and Holland is in the way again. Is the proverbial finger in the dike.
And they might have found a new back pocket player.
Oh, Scotland got the bickies. Magpies have the numbers. It'll be a throw in. Brody Holland in this quarter. Having a blinder, he's up to 8 possessions in the game.
Collingwood runner out to Tarrant. You can see the fumble there by Scotland. But the Collingwood runner out to Tarrant because he's just dropping back out of the action. Ben Hart coming forward has got it twice in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Now he's hoping that his teammates can win it and reward him with an easy kick. But Mick Malthouse would be saying, look, you've just got to give us a contest, because Hart's playing a little bit in front of him and then backing himself to come and assist his Crow defenders. And Tarrant, well, I think at this stage he's just got to give a contest there.
Ball spills out to the side of the pack where Lucuria's waiting. That's a fantastic tackle by Tawney. Oh, Bickley goes in hard and gets rid of Holland. Oh, that was emphatic.
Did it look as bad as it was? He's running hot anyway. Red alert, Brody Holland, 7 disposals in the last 10 minutes, and we might have a look at it.
So Bickley, nothing in it. As Didak cops a heavy knock 2 off the ball. He's down. Collingwood go to half forward. O'Brien wrestles. Umpire waving the arms. O'Brien gets the football in the end. Little right foot kick to Tarrant. He'll get there on the first bounce. Can he run hard around? He gets onto the left. Chris Tarrant. Not a bad effort. Just missed to the right.
He's a gifted player. He just did that so well. And there's Didak up on his feet, but good quarter of football to the Magpies, and a lovely little tap on there from Anthony Rocker.
2-1 this quarter to Tarrant, 7 points in favour of the Crows.
become a grind now. Edwards. And not a lot to go to. He's forced short. Goodwin. And now John Cock, who likes to run. Well played by Shaw.
Yep.
Made the spoil and gained 30 metres, almost as good as a kick.
Well, they need Reece Shaw in this team because he just gives them real pace. There's O'Brien in picture. They've got some pretty good midfielders, but not a lot of them with genuine pace. Reece Shaw has pace. They need him there. And there's Wayne Carey. He hasn't touched the footy in the last 15 minutes.
And Mark Bickley's sitting down for a break. Laddams replaces him. Bassett dispossessed. Soccer off the ground by John Cock. Here's Shaw. Inside 50. Hart at the front posse against Tarrant. Great spoil. Now to Goodwin. Massey back to Bassett. Hemmed in on the boundary. Good kick considering the pressure he was under. McKee couldn't hold on to it. Now McLeod. Clears it to the wing. Burns against Clement. It's been a great tussle. On this occasion, the boundary line wins out.
19 minutes into the second quarter, and the Crows haven't kicked a goal. I do think there's an advantage end, and that's the end that the Pies are going to.
Well, they kicked 3 goals in the opening 5 minutes of this term, the Magpies.
Good ruck work.
Again, Holland. And a diving mark taken by Locken.
Good hands from Holland, weren't they? And he's got it again. He is having a huge quarter. That's one for the water boy, who's in black and white. Hard for Tarrant there. Hart, more than a match for him when it hits the deck. But Collingwood continue to press. 3 goals to none in this quarter. And the 3 goals came early. They are now very hard to come by. Rocker doing the ruck work here against Biglands. Brilliantly to O'Brien. Buckley on the non-preferred. Just too far for Scotland. He's still a chance. But taking it away from goal. Boy, it took him a while to wrap the ball up. Not quite Burns. Massey ties him up. And Collingwood letting a chance slip away.
Buckley would be annoyed with the kick.
Well, the boys are fighting for the footy. The umpire just stole it from them.
Scott McLaren, good move. Just got on with the show. Collingwood still dangerous here. Wanting a deliberate, they won't get it. But from a throw-in, there'll be a chance.
So big chance here for the Magpies.
Jared Malloy could come over the top.
Deep in their attacking territory. There's Malloy. Couldn't get it possession. And we'll have a ball up. Just 20 metres out from the Maggies' goal.
He was just setting himself, Malloy, to come over the top of the 2 ruckmen. His opponent, McGregor, was smart enough to get a little bit of a block on him.
Straight away, the umpire just throws it right up. Good umpiring. Here's Malloy again. Jared Malloy copped a very heavy knock early. His team have fully recovered. Another throw in Collingwood's forward pocket. Huge number of players around the football. John Cock, good tackle O'Brien. Did well enough, though, to Massey. Looking for Carey. Stuck out the backside, but couldn't take the mark. And Woden, who's got a game-high 15 possessions in this game, sees it over the line. Prosciutto has 14 for Adelaide.
Between wing and half forward for the Magpies. Fraser and Biglands. The Adelaide man winning neatly, but O'Brien comes away with the goodies. Placed it poorly for Tarrant. And Hart finds the line again. Collingwood pressing. They've had it in there for minutes now. As Jared Malloy still having problems with that nose, which has been twisted across his face. Bassett and Rocker and Buckley. Clark. Now, the outcome is an Adelaide free kick, but the umpire calls play on, and John Cock clears. Crows with the numbers. Did you hear a whistle then? I did. Anyway, it is play on. A couple of players stopped. The half forward for Adelaide. The big flyer over the back was Clement, and it's over the line.
And he just had to make sure he got a fist on that, Clement. He was the 3rd man up. Had he missed it, it gets over the back and it just opens it up. And there's Biglands walking the boundary line. Clark back on.
Fraser against Clark. Beautifully shark by Burns. To half forward, John Cock. O'Brien. Lockett swatted it forward into space. Rocker, who's been pretty quiet. And Adelaide went out. Rashudo will switch. 40. Got the pretty high one from Dyna. That'll be 50.
And they just don't need that, the Magpies. Their pressure on the Crows this quarter has been really good.
Took the mark and knocked him down.
And you can hear the umpire explaining it.
Keep on, mate. Got to be now.
So Tawney to half forward. And the kick finds Massey, former Blue, now in Crows colours. Playing his second game this season. Inside 50 he goes. Clark to Goodwin, who snaps. One behind.
If they can keep the Crows goalless in this second quarter, it's a huge victory for them, and just something that the coach can really pump up at half-time during the break.
Yep, Adelaide have kicked 3 behinds this quarter. Collingwood have kicked 3 goals too.
And the Magpies, well, work it clear, but not for long. McLeod just centering the ball with a long kick to a contest. That's not Andrew McLeod's finest moment. Malloy can't break, so a ball up.
It was well done by Malloy, wasn't it, to get to the contest?
He did well. He did well. Poor kick by Scotland coming out of defence, throwing it up.
Late in the quarter, goal either way in the dying minutes would be big. Stenglein, touch ball, so it'll be play on from this. Now, Perry, McLeod, and Goodwin on his natural side has missed for the second time in a couple of minutes. And Adelaide with 2 opportunities slipping away from still lead by just a kick and a bit.
3 behinds to Goodwin. And he's now got the game high disposal count with 16. Fraser's the target over his head. Woden. She's run some Ks in this game so far. Left foot kick to half forward.
16th disposal, Woden.
And Bassett couldn't hold on to it. Throw in Collingwood's half forward line. There's the rankings.
No surprise, isn't it? These sort of conditions, strong midfielders getting in and under, getting plenty of the hard ball.
Fraser with the front posse. And another stalemate. So 49 plays 40. Carey and Burns have 2 each for the Crows. McLeod, Rashuto and Laddams the others. While Tarrant and Woden have 2 each for the Pies. Singles to Rocker and Fraser.
And Malloy over the top.
Bode. Buckley's in there.
See, Jared Malloy's working hard. Came over the top, got the knockout, and then followed up and put the tackle on. He's really giving it his all. I think that knock in the first minute shook him up, Tim. He was an angry young man.
Fired him up too. Boy, goals now really hard to come by. 10 of them kicked in the first quarter. We haven't seen one for the best part of 25 minutes. Collingwood kicking 3 in a volley at the start of this second term, so we had 13 in not much more than a quarter. O'Brien keeping it in and getting his own ball. Well done. Woden again. Collingwood a chance. Tarrant, not quite. Rocker now. Well done. Didak the open goal. The Magpies within 3 points. It was an old-fashioned scrap like finally, didn't they?
Oh, it was terrific. It was terrific. O'Brien, just a quick kick by Woden. Tarrant was sensational there. Look, he very nearly got the mark. It should have been a free kick. It wasn't. And then Burns across to Rocker. And Anthony Rocker had wonderful vision. He could have blazed away. It had been a 50-50 chance. He went the handball to make sure it was a certainty.
The Magpies showing some true grit here. They've come from a long way back early in the game, and now it's the Crows by just 3 points. And everyone here at AAMI Stadium realises that the Adelaide team have a game on their hands now. They took their foot off the gas, perhaps, but let's not discredit Collingwood and fought back bravely in this second term. Laddams to Gallagher to Tawney, back to Laddams, and the mark's taken by Edwards.
He just chips over the top. So into the last minute of this second term. Adelaide by 3 points. Into space. Perry attacks it. Lucuria turned it over. Back inside 50. Adelaide go. Carey underneath it. It's good enough. That'll be a mark. Just look at what this quarter on here. He's thrown himself at it. He's quite relieved that one finally stuck, because he's gone at about 4 or 5 of these chest marks and they've slipped out, and the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt there. So Wayne Carey, in his 250th game, is lining up for goal number 3. He's kicked so far 13 goals this season, 684 in his illustrious career. He's only 25 out. And Wayne Carey gets his third. And in a sense, he's showing what a champion he is this season, because really he's a shadow of his self in the great Carey days, and yet he is kicking goals for Adelaide. 14 for the season in round 7 is a pretty good result.
Yes, and I just think that Clement should have come back and given a contest on that ball. Prestigiacomo was caught behind. He needed a bit of support and he didn't get it.
There's a rare sight. Andrew McLeod on the pine. Adelaide by 9 points. That was an important goal in the dying seconds of this first half, and it's probably the last score. Collingwood make one last thrust, but to no avail. And the Crows go to half-time with a 9-point advantage. But it was a wonderful fight back by Collingwood, and they are right in this game. Adelaide 55, Collingwood 46.
Well, you're right, Tim. It was a great fight back by the Magpies, and just the effort from that man in picture, Jared Malloy. Tarrant was really good for them up forward. Anthony Rocker just deflected a few with knocks and handballs, and you had the work rate of Buckley in the midfield. Burns was really strong for them. Lucuria. I thought Richard Cole was good off the half-back line, and Woden was sensational on his wing. They kicked 4 goals, and the Crows answered with that goal in the final seconds of the term by Wayne Carey. But the honours to the Magpies there, and I do think we've got an advantage in, and it'll be the Crows kicking to that side when they come out for this third term.
So half-time here at AAMI Stadium. Saturday night football on 10. It's round 7, and it's the Adelaide Crows leading Collingwood by 9 points. Amazing tackle count in that first half. 44 tackles were laid.
Out of my way, I'm running. I'm gonna catch you if I can. Out of my way, I'm coming. I'm gonna catch you if I can. Out of my way, I'm running.
Sunday, a pumped-up Port Adelaide travel to the MCG to take on the hot and fiery Demons, desperate to bounce back from adversity.
This is fantastic stuff.
Melbourne versus Port Adelaide, Sunday on Fox Footy Extra.
Don't know the reason why you love me this way. Don't know the reason why you're there every day. But I know when I hold you near, you are the reason I am here.
It amazes me how many businesses waste time with stuff like this. You don't have to muck around with phone lines. Telstra ISDN is a proven service that allows you to combine your fax, internet, phone or even FPOS lines into one. So you don't have to lose business while you're changing plugs. You don't have to waste time, which is great for small business.
bought a Simpson washing machine and dryer and suddenly found the time to develop a killer backhand. Next door, Teresa bought a Simpson dishwasher and now has time to discuss current affairs. Tanya bought a Simpson oven, and she then had the time to get to know the new neighbour, Tim. Simpson's time-saving features give you more time for life. Simpson, time for life.
Hi, I'm Dermot Brereton. In the many years I've played football, I've been injured, disappointed, abused, vilified and criticised. I'd go through it all again to be on Living with Footballers one more time.
Sound like you mean it.
Living with Footballers, exclusive to Fox Footy Channel.
And it's Adelaide by 9 points over Collingwood after leading by 25 points at the first change. So great fight back by the Maggies in that second term. And I guess just more of the same, guys. The conditions are still pretty good. There's a little bit of light rain, but nothing too heavy. But turned into a bit of a slog, didn't it, late in that second quarter?
Well, it did, and I just wonder whether Gary Ayres will make any changes because they were outplayed in that second quarter. Will he set somebody for Woden? And will Carey go back to full forward? Because I just think out at half forward, there's not much petrol left in the tank there.
There's another game being played tonight. It's at the Telstra Dome, and the Saints are headed for their third win in a row. 14-11-95 playing Carlton 12-5-77. Rewalt's got 3, Hayes and Burke a couple each, McKernan and Beaumont 3 apiece. Lenny Hayes 26 disposals, and Cavriali leads the way for Carlton with 18. But back to this game, let's go down to the boundary line. Mark Hastings with Gerard Whateley.
Oh, Quarters, plenty of talk and excitement in the Collingwood rooms throughout the break. That's one of the things they've learnt in travelling to this hostile territory. You've got to create your own excitement. Jared Malloy, he's been instrumental in that. He will start the second half on the bench. He's a bit sick and sorry, but he won't give up tonight, I can tell you that, Mark.
I guess Gary Ayres' message was exactly the same as it was at the start of the game. Get off to a great start, and that's what they did in the first quarter. They need to get it off to a great start in this second half.
As we start this third term, first clear possession goes to Woden. That's touch number 18. He scrubs one to half forward. Fraser. Good bump by McLeod. Buckley decides to play a bit of soccer. Not a bad kick. Gains 40 metres for his team. We'll have a throw in Collingwood's forward pocket. But it seems like, Robert, that the Crows are going to the scoring end this term.
Yes, that's where most of the goals have been kicked. Just looking at Woden, he's still opposed by Matner, and that surprises me a little because Woden just stitched him up in that first half.
The windsock is a sad and soggy affair, but it is hanging quite limp. No indication from that of a breeze. Shorter rocker. Collingwood pressing for the first. Won't get it here. Well done by Adelaide. Matner to Rasciuto. And now to Goodwin. And bringing it down cleverly to Edwards. Fumble costly. Well wrapped up by Cole.
Geez, tackled well, Richard Cole, playing off on that half-back line. He's been on Tyson Edwards for most of the night. And there's the Adelaide bench. Crowell, Gallagher, Biglands and Laddams. You can just see Locken on McLeod, just having touch on him wherever he goes.
McKee got the tap. That's Massey got the handball to Bickley to put the half forward. There's Woden once again.
Yeah, well, Matner is just not playing tight enough.
Right into the middle, marked by Burns. Tarrant now provides the long lead. Hart's matched him, and the ball doesn't get there. Now it does. Well done by Tarrant. Gee, that was hard running. Ran about 60 metres there to O'Brien. Into the forward pocket. Bassett, well done. Throw in.
Well, Woden's pushed into the Magpie forward line, and Matner has just realised, I better go down and get on him. And I tell you what, that is going to cause problems for the Crows because this young fella, number 39, is not concentrating on the job.
Clark and Fraser. Now Clark on hands and knees. Burns. Spills to McLeod. Good handball. Fires the dart to Massey. Looking for Carey on the wing. He's kicked 3 goals in his 250th so far. Goodwin. Pops one up to half forward. Burns against Clement. And they'll have a throw in.
Well, that hasn't changed either. Ronnie Burns took the honours in that first half on James Clement. And Clement, who's been a really good player for the Collingwood side in the last couple of years, still with him. Jared Malloy getting the rub down there on the bench.
Yeah, the head's fine. Back of the thighs needing a bit of work. Boy, there's some wrestling going on there. And the umpire's allowing them to indulge themselves. Shaw needs to get his kick. Well done. Woden again. The ball following him. But he is playing superbly. 20 possessions. We're only a couple of minutes into the third quarter. Hart against Rocker. Well done by the big Collingwood man.
Just get it in quick to Tarrant.
And that's where he's going. Tawney cutting across in front. And then fighting for it on the deck as well. Good tackle by Tarrant. Stenglein desperately for the line. But it's Collingwood applying the pressure at the start of this second half. And the margin is just 8 points.
Perry will take this kick in. On defensive 50. Looks for Carey. Backing back with courage was Cole. Good tackle too, but Edwards managed to get to Rashuto, has it smothered by Prestigiacomo. Now Edwards again squeezes the kick out, and it's a good one. Perry got support. McGregor to Bickley, sidesteps. Back to Perry. He's run down by Shaw. Good tackle. Here's Burns. Puts the foot on the gas with a lot of skill. Beats two Maggies. Now he's tackled, but gets boot to ball. Holland had an excellent second quarter. Great pickup on the half volley. Tries to bust his way through. Good effort by Collingwood to clear. Now Shaw to Cole. Little left foot kick is the bare 15 and finds Fraser.
Magpies building again. The Courier, four to the centre, has options, decides on the long one. Tarrant and O'Brien lurking. Well done, John Cott. Good competitor. Buckley out on the foot.
Just a good effort again by Tarrant. Didn't take the mark, but followed up very quickly and had a hand on the foot. He got it out to Buckley.
So Bassett in the back pocket. Looks long. Clark's one out with Rocker, and he got the front posse and did it well. So Matthew Clark to the wing. McKee looking to dish off. It was a poor handball. Turnover. Bickley. Good smother by McKee. Massey. Tackled by Holland. And the umpire will bet. No, he's just about to bounce. The ball spilled free. Now Cole has a bounce. Can he set something up here? He's going to be run down. Free kick. Got to be a free kick short into Adelaide.
Should have been a free kick.
Now Massey. That's a free kick for too high, is it? No. Still play on. Now Bowe to Bickley. He's run down by Shaw. Carey to Rashuto.
Just a brilliant kick on the outside of the boot. Saw Tawney.
He's free, and he can handball over the top, or will he have a shot for goal? No, he goes by foot, and he finds Perry. It's going to be a tight angle. It'll be on his correct side, which is his left, so he can run around here and perhaps slot Adelaide's ninth goal.
Well, it was a slog from one end of the ground to the other.
The Welsh dried up, hasn't it?
Tackle after tackle after tackle. I thought the Crows were a bit stiff not to get a free kick when they ran down Richard Cole in the centre square. Good play by Tawney there too, just to get that little chip pass over the top.
So Ian Perry, he's only 15 out now. He runs around on the left. He doesn't like it. Neither does the goal umpire. So just one behind to Ian Perry. That's his first score of the night. And it's back to 9 points of difference in favour of Adelaide as Woden prepares to bring it back in.
The first goal of the quarter is going to be a big one. Adelaide perhaps to break the deadlock, or Collingwood to draw within a kick and really breathe down the Crows' neck. There's some blood, so there's a delay, and Richard Cole coming off. He was just a little ambitious a moment ago.
Back of the head.
Blood on the back of the head.
Well, he's tackled ferociously. He's been really good, Richard Cole. It's his first senior game this year. Yeah, there's the Collingwood forward line, and you can see Tarrant at full forward, and you've got Rocker, Fraser, and O'Brien up there.
Just gains a few metres and then gives it the lot. For McKee to bring it down. But Adelaide's ball. Goodwin, Matner, and now Rasciuto. And dangerous here is Perry. Ronnie Burns for his fourth. And Ronnie breaks the deadlock. His third. He's had a couple of misses. 2 first-quarter goals, and that a valuable one for Adelaide.
Well, the way Adelaide got that goal, Tim, it was pretty typical around the contest situation. 1, 2, 3. They just get these quick little handballs off to eventually free up a player who's got a bit of space, and then it's a long bomb to the danger area, and they did that perfectly.
3 goals, 2 to Ronnie Burns. And it's the Crows with just a little bit of breathing space by 15 points. Clark, brilliant tap to Goodwin. Adelaide back inside, attacking 50. Carey, almost the fingertipper. Prestigier Como at the bottom of the pack. And they'll have a ball up. 45 out from the Crows' goal.
Well, Wayne Carey has had 3 kicks and kicked 3 goals.
Get him up. Get him up. Play on.
Down it goes. Holland, good tackle by Massey.
No chance, Roy. No chance at all.
See, the tackles now are 61 for the game.
Oh, plenty of them. Good to see Brodie Holland playing well in defence because he struggled as a forward pocket goal kicker the last 20 or 30 games that the Pies have played.
And the tackle count, by the way, is very even. 33 to Collingwood, 28 to Adelaide. Here's Burns. There was a little bit of a high tackle. And the umpire's given the free kick to Burns, who goes backwards to Carey, not the 15. Now he, with pinpoint accuracy, finds a teammate in Stengline. And well done by Wayne Carey. He hasn't had a lot of the footy, but everything he's done when he's had it has been good.
Yeah, everything he touches turns to goal. And Ronnie Burns just caught across the shoulder there. And he just put it back into Wayne Carey, who then was able to find Stengline, who is Nathan Buckley's opponent, and this will hurt if he's able to goal. I just think this is a quarter in which Collingwood need to break even with the Crows. If they can do that, well, they give themselves a chance in the final term. They just can't afford to let the Crows get 3, 4, 5 goals in this quarter.
And that's a good kick from Stengline to goal. So another important goal to the Adelaide Crows. They now lead 68 to 47. It's back out to 21, the difference. No doubt about the free kick.
Ronnie Burns, have you ever seen him kick on his right boot, Tim?
Come to think of it, I don't think so.
Well,
nothing wrong with Carey's right boot.
No, that was just perfect. And nothing wrong with this young fella here, Tyson Stengline. He's a good player.
So the Crows stretch the lead. It's a long way back again for Collingwood. McKee contesting hard on Clark. Magpies have been ferocious for the contested ball since quarter time. It's a long way back now, though. Goals hard to come by.
Dominating the hit-outs, the Crows, but Collingwood, to their credit, are pretty good at ground level.
Woden again. McKee the knock-on. Goodwin just about throwing it out. Bickley, fearlessly. Massey. Burns causing Clement big problems tonight. Clement's toey though, and that might be his free kick. Bit stiff. I think he had the ball when he was brought down. Neither does he. And it just gives the umpire a bit of a serve. He was probably justified in his criticism too. Woden lays the tackle. Stengline got it out to Bickley. He's always at the bottom of the pack. Now Goodwin touch, says the umpire, so it's play on. No mark to Rasciuto. He said touch, did he? I reckon he did. Yeah, one umpire did. So it's definitely a ball up.
And that's terrific umpiring, courageous umpiring, because the umpire, the crowd are booing, but they don't realise that ball was touched. They think it's a Rashudo mark. The umpire nearest the mark paid the mark. He didn't realise it had been touched.
Chance though for Adelaide to extend their lead. Perry got it to Stengline. McLeod around the body. He likes it. It's another one to the Crows. So Adelaide all of a sudden have reasserted their authority on this game, and they now have a handsome lead.
And again, it comes from a stoppage, a ruck contest, and you'll see the handball goes away from the Adelaide goal. Stengline away from goal. McLeod knows it's on, and then they go forward. So they go backwards before they go forwards. Perfect setup.
Just 11 possessions for Andrew McLeod, not one of his magic nights, but he's kicked a couple of goals, and the Crows lead by 27 points. Now Woden adds to his ever-growing tally. Bassett doing okay that time on Rocket. John Cock. Collingwood working hard though. O'Brien, was that a throw? A Crow throw. A Magpie throw in that case. Buckley mown down. And pushed.
Won't make the
Straight into his back. Straight into his back.
And the umpire quick to get in there and explain it.
It's an important decision from Kieran Nichols because it sets up Buckley right in front, 30 metres out.
Well, he averages 1 goal a game. John Cock, no doubt a free kick.
Well, the skipper needs to deliver here. And of course he does. Buckley's first. Still a lot of work to do for Collingwood. Margin 21. Bit of shoulder in there as well in the initial grasp from John Cock. Absolutely intense in everything he does. First goal of the evening to Nathan Buckley as Collingwood claws back.
Yeah, well, Woden, even though he's playing on the wing, he's going in for these centre bounces because he's running so hot.
Rocker having a run in the ruck as Lucuria kicks it to half forward. O'Brien couldn't hang on to it. Rashuto to Bassett. The Crows clear once again. Good challenge there. Good hard footy once again. And a bounce on the wing.
Shane Woden has a new opponent. That's Chris Massey. Matner just couldn't go with him, wouldn't go with him. He's taken 10 marks, the most marks of anybody, and most of those marks have been unopposed out in space. He reads it so well. Gary Ayres has to put the brakes on him.
Rocker.
No chance, mine.
Mobbed by Crows. Once again, we'll have a ball up. As Cole comes back on after the blood rule, and Shaw sits down.
Ball still wet.
Rocker and Clark, that one to Clark. Well, sharp by Massey. To Rashuto, to half forward. Goodwin, wrestling with Johnson. A little bit of soccer by Prestigiacomo. Gallagher slipped over.
It's out, play on.
Now Bree got it out. Burns was the thrower. And Lockham was tackled by Tawney.
Easy.
And yet another bounce now. Lockham, that was undisciplined. Has he been kicked? No.
Nathan Buckley's gone to the forward line. He's having a bit of a breather. Stengline gone all the way with him.
Good umpiring to let that one go. Clark again.
Just getting the clearances, the Magpies.
It's Burns. Tarrant, one out with Hart.
Oh, clever.
It has been a great tussle. It was clever though. Buckley, the little give to Lucuria. Tries to get the pass to McKee. Outmaneuvered in the end. Now Lucuria to McKee. To the full forward area. Here's a chance. Cole to Didak. He'll get a goal. Oh, they worked their backsides off Collingwood, but they've been rewarded. So the Magpies kicked the last couple, and they're fighting back again.
Well, they just willed that ball forward. There were 4 or 5 Magpies in the action, and good effort by McKee to get the spoil on the ball and then give a contest. And you can just see they were frantic, and it's Lacuria who gets it, just knocks the ball forward. Well done, McKee, to tap it. He couldn't take it. He would have been tackled, and just terrific follow-up work there. And Didak, in the end, was the player who put it through, but gee, 5 or 6 of them were part of that.
It's back to 15 points of difference in favour of the Adelaide Crows.
A lot of fight in Collingwood tonight. Big takeaway here, and it's Burns who wrestles it out for the Magpies. O'Brien to Woden. Here they go again. An open 50. McKee and Tarrant the targets. And McKee still in there jostling for it. Still a chance. Cole. An open goal here in front of Williams. And the Magpies are within 9.
This is a strange old gusset.
Well, twice they've looked down and out.
Well, they have, and Richard Cole helped set this goal up. He was the one who helped set up the Didak goal. And we can see Cole, all he does is get about 10, 12 metres, the ball going Collingwood's way. It's enough. And Williams able to finish off. They are working hard as a team. Real challenge on here to the Crows.
Just when the Magpies looked in trouble again. Here they come. Burns bangs it inside 50. Tarrant and Hart. What a tussle they've had. O'Brien knocked it out. Now it's Tarrant and Hart again. Here's a chance for O'Brien. Little soccer by Hart towards the boundary. Edwards will get there first. Gives the handball to Rashuto. Over the top. Massey's in trouble. Rashuto's tackled and dispossessed by Buckley. Here's Malloy who's just come on. It's still in play. Edwards. Now the kick comes out to Hart. And the Crows are out of danger. But for how long? As the ball from Hart just misses Gallagher, we'll have a throw in. Great crowd here tonight, 44,706.
I reckon Ben Hart would say Tarrant's one of the toughest players to play on, in as much as Tarrant just seems to get his hand on the ball first, no matter what situation they're in. And Hart becoming very, very negative.
Rocker doing the ruck work. McKee doing some useful contesting up forward. Adelaide winning this one away. And Carey shows a glimpse of the old magic. Beautifully done. Gallagher outside 50. Perry moving for him. That's where he goes. Perfect delivery.
And Wayne Carey again. Everything he touches turns to gold. He's kicked goals. He's set goals up.
King Midas.
Yeah, King Carey, King Midas. And, well, he just wrong-footed everybody there, including his own teammates. Cut back onto his right boot, found Gallagher. And this young fella, he set it up for Perry, who, as we said, loves to take the marks on the chest.
Important kick here. Crows lead by 9. Mongrel off the boot. Bad result. Adelaide by 10. Collingwood still there.
And Loney doing the kicking in. Hasn't had much time on the ground at all.
His fresh legs could be important in the last quarter as he goes short for Lacuria. Well, Woden's got 24 disposals for Collingwood. Rashuto, 23 for Adelaide. As Loney, dangerous kick, but it comes off to Burns. Now Locken, who drills it long. Buckley's amongst the mix, but that's a solid mark taken by Bassett. Well read. To Edwards. To half forward to McLeod. Now they're off. This is McGregor. Inside 50. Wakeland the fist. Carey the crummer. The King. Can he weave some more magic? Another poster for Adelaide. That's their 4th. If I'm not mistaken. It is.
About the only thing he's done wrong all night.
He's getting better. This match wears on.
Don't the crowd love him? Every time he gets near it, they just, the anticipation's there. I'm just watching Shane Woden. He's had 24 disposal and hasn't got an opponent. Can't believe it.
Loney to Clement. And that's a good ball. Collingwood with a 2-on-1 and Rocker arrives. The towering mark. Sorely tempted the hand pass. This has been a brave performance by Collingwood. Twice they've looked gone. They're still coming. A kick. Didn't have enough carry. Edwards now. And Adelaide build. Oh,
the unit boys play on.
The Logies are tomorrow night, Wayne, not tonight.
Well, as soon as Wayne heard nothing in it, he jumped up.
Oh, that is gold Logie stuff.
He did me like a din of Biglands. Just get the feeling when Anthony Rocker realised it was Carey under the ball, I think Anthony thought, well, I'll let him have it.
Oh. Sign him up. Close to Adelaide's goal. Biglands, nice little backhander, but Johnson to take away. Did well after his heels were clipped. Clement. Now Buckley. Stengline, his opponent, keeps him under pressure. Clever kick around the corner. Adelaide the chance now. Matner receiving from Stengline. And the youngster, left foot's long, that's a good kick. But well read by Lucuria. Lovely, cool stuff. Magnificent defence by Collingwood. It was Taloni. He's on his wrong side. He's tackled well by Goodwin, but manages to get the handball off. In fact, the tackle came from Biglands. But back to the play. This is Lucuria right down. Great tackle.
It was a magnificent tackle by the big man, McGregor. Good support running by Lucuria to help out there, but he was just exhausted in the end.
McGregor out wide to Burns. He's kicked 3 goals, 2 this evening. Goes inboard to James Gallagher. Too far out to score. There's a lead from Perry. Carey's there too. Almost a chest mark. Laddams and Boda there for Adelaide. Sidesteps Wakeland. It's an up and under. And somehow Burns gets there first and takes a saving mark.
Gee, not an easy mark to take because you just didn't know where they were coming from.
Holland to the wing. Tarrant. Oh, now that on the full, that's unlucky. The free kicks are hard. This can seem so unjust at times. Hart, good delivery.
3 goals each in this quarter, Tim. I think Mick Moldhouse would be pretty happy with that. Desperately wouldn't want the Crows to get another goal before 3-quarter time.
Crucial minutes in this quarter. 3-on-1 Adelaide, and the numbers will prevail. Goodwin on the preferred side. That nice delivery. Perry has not taken a trick tonight. When he has marked it, his shots have missed. Wakeland does well. Tarrant drops a chest mark. O'Brien. Now Buckley. Only 1/4 of the centre for each team. So Buckley blazes, and that's a pretty good play, just to give Collingwood 60 metres. And now a throw in.
Great call, Tim, and it was. Buckley looked forward when he got that ball, had absolutely no one to go to, so he decided, I'll just get it on the boot with a big torpedo and get as much distance as I can.
Sorry to mention it, Magpie fans, but it's about what Wayne Harms did in the last quarter of that 79 grand final. Get the smile off your face, Tim. Throw in. And we'll have a ball up, about 35 out from Collingwood's goal. 76 plays 65. Less than 2 kicks in it. As the clock ticks down in the third term, McLeod having a rest. Snap by Burns into the goal square. Woden wrestles with Matner. Woden over the head. There's a chance. It's Lucuria, is it? It's a mark.
Yep.
It's gone to 15. And this is just luck, but they'll take it.
That was a great kick, though, wasn't it? Under fierce pressure. We've got to see it again. I'm sure we will, but he is in sensational form, Shane Woden.
This is a big goal before 3-quarter time. Lucuria makes no mistake. Well, it's now just 5 points in it. And let's have a look at this Woden kick. Over the head. What a pass.
Yeah. Well, he just put the ball to where his teammates would be hoping, and Lucuria would have seen him in that situation, knowing that he would have been trying desperately to get it back to the top of the goal square, and mission accomplished.
Paul Lucuria, a part of a fighting Collingwood midfield. He and Woden combining to produce that goal that has Collingwood within a kick. And with not long to go, could they even put their noses in front? Adelaide with other ideas. Woden, lovely quick hands. Johnson, now Loney. who just goes for distance, as did Buckley a while ago, and it's a good play. Williams does well to gain further metres. Edwards under the hammer. And now a throw in, 4 to the wing for the Magpies.
Good play by Williams not to just go in recklessly there and give a free kick away. Now, you tackle, but you've got to tackle well. No good tackling and giving away free kicks. Bigland's up against McKee.
Still time for a Collingwood goal. They've got in their attacking territory. Here's Matner to Rasciuto. Slipping at the crucial moment was McGregor, but he got a free kick.
Just caught high.
Man, he's tight. Back to him.
So McGregor to Rasciuto. To half forward. Prestigiacomo battling one out with Carey. Spills to Bickley. He goes short into the pocket. This time Perry takes the mark and a divot and plays on. Snap at goal. Ladders has put it through. A big goal just before three-quarter time goes to the Crows.
And the Crows got a goal just before half-time, and this one will hurt the Magpies. Good play by Bickley. He just waited that kick out in front of the leading Perry. I think that surprised everyone, including Laddams, but he was on his preferred left boot, and he made no mistake. So, crucial goal to the Crows.
This is becoming an epic. Adelaide by 11 points.
Have a look at Woden by himself. Now, this man is the dominant player in the game and hasn't got an opponent.
Collingwood takeaway. Holland levering the kick out of the middle. Adelaide surround the ball. Gallagher's hand pass. Missed the target. Malloy, a second effort. In his zeal, he just overran it. Hart clears. Woden, time left yet for a score one way or the other. Brilliant mark, Edwards. What a glorious leap that was to stem the tide and perhaps prevent Collingwood from producing that last hurrah. Matner and now Gallagher as Adelaide can build up in the last seconds of the term. To centre half forward, he goes long. There's Carey again. Throw. Yep. Umpire's in perfect position. And that'll be the score at three-quarter time. 11 points in it. Oh, we set for a scrap in the last quarter, Robert Walls.
Well, we certainly are, Stephen, and he looks pretty tired, Wayne Carey. He's played a pretty good game, hasn't got a lot of the ball, but used it well. Full credit to the Magpies. They have made a contest of this. They've got the advantage end to go to in the final term, and I reckon they're every chance. They've won 4 of their last 5 games over here at AAMI Stadium. So playing here and playing against the Crows holds no fear. And a very measured and calculated and cool Michael Malthouse comes out onto the field with Brad Gotch holding that magnetic board. I wonder what moves he'll make. But I reckon Gary Ayres has got to make one, and that is get someone on Woden.
So three-quarter time here at AAMI Stadium. Saturday night football on 10. It's round 7. And this is going to go down, to use an old cliche, to the wire, because they will not give in the Magpies, even though Adelaide have had their noses in front all night. 11 points the difference as we go to the three-quarter time break.
Last week, way to go, Freo.
Deftly, gently, magically.
This week, the Dockers take a day trip to the Dome for a Mother's Dock Day afternoon.
McMahon over the shoulder. Oh, he's kicked it. Over Eugene.
Can the new breed of Bulldogs get back on the road to somewhere?
Come on, doggies, get a win.
Will Freo heave ho to win at home?
Righto, 4 points, we're back in the hunt.
The Western Bulldogs take on Fremantle today on Fox Footy Extra.
Hurry to Harvey Norman, your digital camera specialist, for great digital camera deals like these. Pay a low $799 for the Fuji FinePix F410 3-megapixel digital camera with 3 times optical zoom. For just $999, you can have this Olympus C740 3.2-megapixel digital camera with loads of features, including 10 times optical zoom. For the best range of digital cameras, accessories, and expert advice, see Harvey Norman, your digital camera specialist.
We have someone claiming to be Nathan Brown from the Western Bulldogs calling in. Is it the Nathan Brown?
Yeah, g'day, Plough. How are you, mate?
Now, does it sound like... Yeah.
Now, I'm just ringing up after Plough's words of wisdom. I was wondering whether I might have the yips up kicking 3-6 or it was just the white boots, do you think?
Well, look, certainly, Brownie, your goal kicking has fallen away since I haven't been in the tutelage.
White Line Fever, live weeknights on Fox Footy Channel.
Tarrant the target. And McKee still in there jostling for it. Still a chance. Cole. An open goal here in front of Williams. And the Magpies are within 9. And the margin at the final change is just 11 points. Again, the Magpies clawing their way back into the contest in that third quarter after Adelaide shot out to a 4-goal-plus lead. 82 plays 71. Carey and Burns 3 goals each, while Woden and Didak 2 goals each for the Magpies. And while Woden, with 27 touches, is the leading possession getter on the ground, Rashuto has 26 for the Adelaide Crows. The telling moment in that third quarter, Robert and Tim, was just when the Crows looked to be in control while Woden, the little kick over the head with Matt and Mark Lucuria. Over the head. Boy, what a kick that was. It was off the outside of his boot. He had to try and manoeuvre it to the hot spot, and he did it perfectly.
Did it cover 15 metres? Just. I think it did. And I know that the umpires were talking about it at three-quarter time, wondering whether it did or didn't.
Well, Scotland and Laney could be key figures in the last quarter. They're running players. They've got the fresh legs.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gallagher is a running player for the Crows. And I just think maybe Goodwin would be the player to put on Woden in this final quarter, just to close him down.
Sheridan Mark.
Yeah, quarters, Collingwood certainly rate themselves every chance. Mick Malthouse just firmly reinforcing the game plan to stay one-on-one, cut the Adelaide run down and win the stoppages, Mark.
Yeah, and Wolsey Matner still on Woden on the wing.
It's a worry. Well, he's shown a lot of faith in him, Gary Ayres, but when a man's had 27 disposals and 10 marks in 3 quarters of football, I think it's time to make a change.
So almost 45,000 people here tonight at AAMI Stadium. We start this last quarter. The Crows lead by 11 points. Here we go. Collingwood first into attack as Holland puts it out in front of Rocker. Takes a strong chest mark. Back here. No problem with the distance here. It's all a question of accuracy, and this is the distance you want Rocker to be kicking from.
Well, you do, and it was just a brilliant kick by Brodie Holland. Now, that almost nothing that Bassett could do there. The ball came in so quick and so accurate, and Big Anthony, he'd love that.
What a telling play this is. If he can nail this in the first minute of the last quarter to put Collingwood within a kick.
7 disposals, 4 marks. So it's been a reasonably quiet night for Anthony Rocker. He's kicked a goal. This is a big kick coming up. From 40 metres out. And he's missed badly.
Just see how far he kicked the ball. He kicked it no more than 40 metres. Now, we know this is a man who can kick the ball 60 metres, 65 metres easily. And he just didn't get enough steps up and enough pace up before he kicked. He poked at it more than kicking through it.
It actually was a behind, so Collingwood pull it a little closer. The margin 10. What a quarter this promises to be. Edwards now. Has it got the carry to find its target? Rashuto hitting hard from behind Williams. Gallagher back to his skipper. Has been tough and strong all night. Carey the focal point. He has got better as this game has worn on. Good night for him. Bickley to Gallagher. And now to Burns. Also having a useful night for the Crows. Good battle between him and Clement. Now Gallagher again. Figuring 3 times in this build-up. Carey's there. And the King has marked it 20 metres out. Directly in front. And you back him to kick his ball.
And this is a coach's nightmare. He got that front spot. Should have been a free kick anyway. But it's a 2-goal turnaround because Anthony Rocker should have kicked the goal. He kicks it behind. Crows take it up the other end of the ground. Carey takes the mark, kicks the goal, and Mick Malthouse wonders what could have been.
He would be thrilling the Adelaide Brains Trust and crowd with this performance tonight.
What were you are?
And there's a cool head too, because he was getting too close. And rather than doing what many would have done and kicked the ball anyway, he's gone back, taken a breath, and he'll come in and do it again. Gone a long way back. And he puts it through. Crows by 16, and every time Collingwood edged back, Adelaide seemed to produce an answer.
Well, he did that well. He just worked his opponent back, made a little bit of space for him to move into, to fall into, as it turned out. And then he finished off 4 goals, good return, particularly in conditions like this where it's a tough night for forwards to play well.
Four goals won to Wayne Carey. It's the Crows by 16 points early in the last quarter. Holland, gang tackle. We'll have another bounce in the middle.
It's nothing there. Just the ball up. Thanks, mate.
Here's what the umpires say, you're all experts.
Get out, run it, get out.
Gives the runner a bit of how to do too. McKee wrestles with Clark. McKee got the knock. Little soccer off the ground by Williams. Inside Collingwood's 50. Hard attacked it, backed himself, and was rewarded. Loney against Laddams. Loney did well to Holland. That's the full. Free kick to Adelaide at half-back. Stengline with the footy. Ignores Tawney. Goes long down the wing. Carey in the contest again, covering more ground tonight, playing out at centre-half forward.
Martin Matner, number 39, I reckon he's finally got the message, because he's not getting too far away from Woeward, keeping an eye on him and just edging every step Woeward takes, he takes one.
Crows by 16. Clark to Bickley. Second go at it. Now McLeod. Crowd fancying Lockham took it out deliberately, could have been a very harsh call.
Been pretty good Lockham on McLeod. Played on him since quarter time on.
Final score, the Saints have won 3 in a row, knocking off the Blues by 2 goals. Throw in. Both ruckmen missed that one. There's McLeod.
And you can see Lockham, he's just got him wrapped up, and he's made life very hard for the Crow Star.
So it's 50 metres out from the Adelaide Crows goal. They lead by 16 points, 16 minutes of actual game time left. Williams. Now Laddams onto the left. Good kick. Finds his skipper. And Rashuto will line up. Pretty tight angle. Kicking from 35 metres out, but it is kickable. Mark Rashuto has kicked 1 goal. And he's lining up for his 28th disposal.
Well, he's been such an important player for them. He alternates between half forward and on the ball. And Tyson Edwards, he usually just changes roles with Edwards. But geez, a powerful player.
He's kicked 8 goals so far in his 7 games this season. Above his season's average so far, which is 24 disposals. In he comes from 30 metres out. The crowd likes it. Rashuto likes it. The Crows get another one. 2 goals to Mark Rashuto. And I know it's only early in the last quarter, but 22 points. That's going to make it hard for Collingwood now, Robert Wallace.
Yeah, and good vision by Laddams. He got back on his preferred side, and once he'd done that, he had the vision to see his captain just work into a bit of space in that forward pocket, and it's a very, very controlled kick. Went back, did everything right, and we've seen Rashuto and Carey kick 2 important goals.
Herculean task facing Collingwood now. McKee running through the centre line and then coming back with Clark. Another ball up. The umpires have really let the ruckmen wrestle each other tonight. There's been a huge amount of holding go unpenalised. That one a bit cleaner. Lucuria has won a lot of ball in those crushes. Big handball count. Shaw to Holland. Tarrant falling back like the leading Tarrant. Pisa and Rocker arriving like a Sherman tank, but still Adelaide prevail. Crow nicely sets up McLeod in space, and the Crows looking good at the moment. The Rolls Royce of current footballers. Hart has recovered from that bone-jarring clash. Oh, what cool-headed stuff. He's a fine defender. Matner giving it off, and Rasciuto calmly and with precision to Carey. 60 out, kicks it to the hottest of spots. Perry, he hasn't. Of course he hasn't. He hasn't all night. He's kicked 3 behind.
I tell you what, the Carey kick set him up. He'd be disappointed he wasn't able to take advantage of that lovely kick into the goal square. In the end, he almost was able to snag a goal, but not quite.
He's had a dirty night, Ian Perry. As Wakeland goes short to McKee on defensive 50.
Back to the light, just there it is.
Think he'll deliver a pie floater, Rob?
Stevie McKee. Well, let's see if it's hard and sharp off the boot or whether it floats. He can kick pie floaters, Tim.
So I've read. McKee. That's a superb drop punt. To the wing. Comes to Johnson. Little give over the top. Collingwood have got to get the next goal. O'Brien to Rocker. Marks at half forward. No one inside attacking 50. Now they get back. Didak's there. So is Tarrant. He goes sideways instead to Loney. Now he can unload. He's got Tarrant on. He's got Tarrant on if he can see him. Now he does. And Loney finally hits Tarrant on the chest. It'll be lining up from 52 metres out.
He's just a little bit... They will go to Loney at every opportunity because he's such a beautiful kick. But once he took that mark, he just didn't see the man with the footy early enough. He had enough time in the end, but this is such an important kick. He's got to kick it for the Pies.
Tarrant's kick too. He's given it every chance. That is a superb goal from Chris Tarrant. That was an enormous kick, Robert.
It was. We've seen many players kick from there tonight, not be able to make the distance. Yeah, in the end, it was a nice pass by Loney. This man with the football, Chris Tarrant, he's such an exciting player. Look, he hasn't set the world on fire tonight, but there have been patches where he's just been absolutely brilliant in the way that he's positioned himself, angled his body, got first hand on the ball, and set things up.
Been a magnificent contest between Tarrant and Hart. Collingwood still chipping away. Edwards in the way, though, of McKee's short kick. And Burns is dangerous for Adelaide. Threading hand pass to Tawney and Gallagher. Collingwood still tackling strongly. Playing with belief. Loney. They're out of trouble. Lucuria releases Woden here down the wing. Collingwood on the bill. Oh, Tarrant, well done by Hart, restricted into one arm. Tarrant fights on. What a battle. Gee, Tarrant's had 2 tremendous contests the last 2 Saturday nights.
Yep.
Saddington and Sydney last week. Tarrant eventually won it, and Saddington had to be removed, and against one of the best in the business tonight. It really has been just a bit, well, the narrowest points decision, one way or the other.
Inside, Maggie's attacking 50. And Woden's held up. Ball up, 45 out from Collingwood's goal. Still plenty of time left in this final turn. 17 points in favour of the Crows.
Oh, there's the man who's had so much of the ball. And Matner going with him every step of the way now. I reckon he got a rocket at 3/4 time.
Clark the tap. McLeod through heavy traffic, gets boot the ball. Here's Woden once again. Disposal number 29 to Shaw, to Buckley, who goes to Loney. He's got Lucuria on in the middle if he can get it across. 50.
50. It'll be a 50-metre penalty.
They don't know yet, the Crows, but it's coming back. And more importantly, Collingwood will get a shot at goal.
Yes. And pretty obvious, Burnsy, pretty obvious. 50. Caught a little bit in between there, Bickley, because once Loney took that mark, he was ready to play on. Bickley knew that, so he's just gone over the mark, held onto him by a metre or two.
Nathan Buckley says that's more like 35. He says there's the mark.
Well, the man with the ball, he's a beautiful long kick, we know that. And he's got fresh legs, spent a lot of time on the bench.
So Ryan Loney kicks from 48 metres. He has split the middle. The Magpies will not give in.
Let's see, he's taken the mark. Yep. Yeah, I think the call's right. Bickley knew he was ready to play on and just worked hard to prevent that, but he did actually hold on to him and took him over from where he took the mark by a metre or two. I reckon I'm about the only one out of 44,000 people who think the umpire got it right at the moment.
It's 11 points in favour of the Adelaide Crows as the 45,000 people here lift, trying to lift their team over the line. But the Magpies, as I said, don't know what defeat is tonight. They just could have been blown away 2 or 3 times.
Tarrant nearly. Oh, that's in the back, surely. Not paid. Here's Loney again on the non-preferred, and he kicks it. And the Magpies are within 5 points.
I want to see Buckley pushed in the back. I want to see how he got that ball out. And the man with the fresh legs is the man doing the damage. Buckley into his back, ridden into the ground. Magnificent recovery to get that handball out to the running Ryan Loney. And well done to kick it, as you called it, Tim, on his non-preferred boot.
They've been in front just for a few seconds, I think, in the second quarter. Otherwise, it's been Adelaide in front all night.
Down it goes. It's the Crows by less than a kick. Woden, 30 disposals. And we'll have a ball up slightly into Adelaide's attacking territory. Still a long way to go in this last quarter. Umpire wastes no time.
Come back out.
So umpire Scott McLaren throws it up. Woden to Burns. Beautiful pick-up by Holland to Woden. Collingwood back inside, 50 a goal. He will put him in front. Rocker wrestles. Hart. Rocker did well to O'Brien. O'Brien puts Collingwood in front.
Well, it was a Jack Dempsey who said a champion is one who gets up when he can't. Collingwood have kept getting up all night tonight.
They've been magnificent, Tim. Good play by Rocker, kept the ball alive. O'Brien, who kicked the goal, has played virtually as a permanent half-forward flanker all night. Usually plays in the midfield, but Mick Malthouse has kept him up forward. He's had 7 or 8 kicks, 8 or 9 handballs. He's met the ball and fired off the handballs pretty well. I reckon they've got to get someone on Woden. Been saying it all night. Good one, get him there.
5 or 6 minutes ago, the referee counted to 9 when Collingwood were down by 22 points. They're now in front, and here they go again. Didak gaining metres for them. And some more. Hart in the way, though, stoically as ever. But Collingwood will not say die, and they have the ball at their 50. This has been just a magnificent fighting effort by the Magpies.
Having all the attack, the Maggies. Last 5 entries into the forward 50, all Collingwood.
Brilliantly done, Burns, to give Lucuria the chance. Back to Burns for another one. Well, their conditions
not dissimilar to those in which last year's grand final was played, and Collingwood are producing a similarly heroic performance.
Well, they had 3 players on the charge at that boundary throw-in. They left space between the ruck contest and the goal square, so they knew they had space to work the ball into, and they just did that so very, very well. Mick Malthouse, he knows he's got deficiencies in the ruck, but by gee, they make up for it at ground level.
Collingwood by 7 points. Clark is tapped as sharp by McKee. Attacking it was Crowell. Now Stengline, quick kick out of the pack to half forward. There's Clement. Here's Roddy. Roddy Burns on the left. Has kicked a goal. Roddy's got 4. And the Magpies lead by a point. What a game.
Well, they just bashed and crashed it out. Stengline in the end, and he's looked dangerous all night, Ronnie Burns.
Well, you can see the Crows then visibly lift their intensity in the centre contest.
New opponent for Shane Woden, and it is Andrew Crowell, number 1.
Plenty of time left. Collingwood by a point. Lucuria winning some of the hardest ball in the middle. And McKee, that's no pie floater, but it counts. The city of the pie floater.
It is, and I'm going to have one later tonight. O'Bree's been really good in that half-forward position, just meets the ball and dishes off with quick hands or little deflections. And McKee's been good too. Followed up his ruck work, got the soccer off the ground, and gone down to do the ruck work now.
Clark against McKee. Third man in was Rocker. Back in the pack, Malloy. Great tackle by Rashuto.
Let him go, Ro, let him go.
And they'll have a ball up 30 metres out for the Magpies' goal. Umpire again wastes no time. Clark the tap. Shark by Edwards. Can he split the pack? He can't. Well done by the Magpie forwards.
And you're right, Stephen. The Magpie forwards with their tackling have just been terrific. O'Bree's got a new opponent. That's Matner. He's been lively for them. Malloy's been the one in the forward line who's done all the bullocking work.
From the ball up, it's Rashuto against Lucuria. Rashuto kept his feet. He's tackled again. We've had 88 tackles in this game. 44 Adelaide, 44 Collingwood.
Play back out.
They're trying to get Biglands on, get Clark off. He's just about spent.
Get him up.
It is just a maul now. McKee getting a hand onto it, but Clark comes away with the footy. Dangerous hand pass, but Stengline gets them out of trouble. Carey, can you rise? Good support from John Cock. Carey has to fight on. Locken, tied up. Collingwood by a point. 7.5 minutes left. Plenty of time. And the ball right in the middle of AAMI Stadium. As it has been all night, Clark against McKee. Give it to Clark. Little back heel from Didak. Here's Bickley. Kicks it, but only as far as Lucuria. Goes to Holland, who's been good in defence tonight. Good kick out in front of Didak. He'll get there first. Clean pickup. Oh, the kick favours Rocker. Rocker, can he run onto it? He's tapping it forward. Rocker off the ground. It's a goal! Somehow he's managed to thread it through. I thought it was going to beat him, and somehow at the last millisecond he got his footy to the ball, and the umpire split the legs and watched it roll through.
He meant that. He meant that. He couldn't afford to bend over and pick it up because the tackle had come on from Bassett. But the Didak kick was the one that had the extra carry on it. He was on his preferred left side. Just put it over the head of Tarrant.
But what is it about this place that brings something almost mystical out of Collingwood? Biglan's on now against McKee. Adelaide needing a couple of scores to snatch this back.
Got to admire McKee. He's got jumped into there by Biglands. The big fresh ruckman for the Crows is absolutely hurting, is McKee, but he's back on his feet to give another contest.
Sensational game. Perfect bounce by umpire Nichols. Biglands, fresh ruckman wins. Woden, the little kick. Laddams, a longer one for Adelaide. Crows dangerous. Ronnie, can you take it with you? No. Clement, his opponent, clears for Collingwood. O'Brien having a big last quarter. Now Shaw. Collingwood for the moment out of trouble. Oh, cuts in mark. Burns was arriving hard. But Tawney held his ground. Now Laddams goes very wide via the Cape. 6 minutes left. Collingwood by 7 points. Carey 4, Burns 4. Adelaide have had good value from their recruits.
Yeah, courageous mark by Tawney and a courageous effort by Burns. Both had eyes only for the football.
55 out from Adelaide's goal. Licuria just throws the ball onto the boot, only as far as the wing. It's marked by Tawney again. He wastes no time. He pumps it long. Underneath it is Carey. Couldn't hang on to it. Buckley towards the boundary line was clever. Still in play, though. Did it beautifully to Wakeland, who's put it out on the full, unfortunately, for the Magpies. Free kick to Adelaide, half-forward flank. Crowell's the man who's going to take the kick. He goes long, looking for Rashuto. There's Malloy, Bode. Bottom of the pack is Biglands, Malloy. Bounce. 50 out from the Crows' goal. Still plenty of time. It's the Magpies by 7 points.
Just getting really tired, McKee in the ruck. You just wonder whether Fraser will be brought on, or even Anthony Rocker given a turn in the ruck.
Laddams, little squirt. Now Crowell to the edge of the square. Wakeland just seemed to lose it there. Carey's dangerous. Brought down. Crowd screaming for a free kick, which they don't get. Inside the last 5.
Dangerous situation because Biglands, the fresh ruckman, up against McKee.
Well, he's shown some pretty good acting skills tonight, and the umpires have tended to see through them. Collingwood do well here to take it wide. McLeod, dangerous. I think it might have been too much. It did. The margin is one straight kick. She gave it a good go, didn't he?
He did.
One straight kick in it.
Malloy off. Richard Cole on. Cole going into the forward line for the Magpies.
Shaw marks. Still deep inside his own defensive 50. Collingwood trying to end a 3-game streak.
Well, if he's got nothing on, he's got to go long to Tarrant down the wing.
And that's what he does. There's a big pack set themselves. Tarrant from the side, no mark. Bode's in there, so is Woden, so is Holland. Stalemate. Then going almost 26 minutes. There's Jared Malloy, one of many players who looks just about shot for the night.
Yeah, well, he didn't get many possessions, Jared, but geez, he worked hard. He really did work hard, put enormous pressure on the Crow defence with his tackling and bullocking work.
McKee, the tap to Buckley, who kicks a big torpy inside 50. Rocker against Bassett. Bassett used the body well. He's hemmed into the back pocket. Got it to McGregor, who switches. It's a dangerous kick, but it just comes off. And gee, Tawney, has he stood up in the last few minutes?
He's been terrific for them, Tawney.
If Adelaide can kick one, they can square this. A draw would not be a bad result in this game. Biglands has really given them something fresh in the aerial contest in the last few minutes. Not far forward of half-back. They're a long way from home. Long ball low. Carey lost it. Has to fight on, but does so to Burns. Inside 50. Rashuto. Well done. Took the mark inside. He is right in front, so he won't be brought around. And he will surely level the scores.
Wayne Carey, terrific handball.
Rashuto scored goal, and it's all tied up.
the right thing, Rashudo. He took the mark. He must have thought, well, I let it go. I think it's going through for a goal. When in doubt, take the mark yourself. Take the mark yourself. But Wayne Carey at the back of the pack. Ronnie Burns. And just a nice kick by Burns. I think it would have been a goal anyway, but he did do the right thing. And this is where Bigland has got the lead. Will he be able to put the ball to the advantage of the Crows?
We've almost gone 28 minutes. Scores level at AAMI Stadium. Adelaide force it forward. There's Crowell, held up by Woden, who's had 32 disposals. Rashuto's had 30 for Adelaide.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to see either team lose this. Neither deserves to.
O'Brien, dispossessed. Here's Laddams. Adelaide go into attack. Carey, can he win the match? He has a snap. It's bouncing. Here's McLeod. Can he weave some magic? Great tackle by Longdon. Wakeland overran it. Burns got it out. There's Perry. Handballs into space. Ronnie Burns again. Boot to ball. It's over the line for a throw in.
Yeah, James Clement in picture. He's been Ronnie Burns' opponent for the entire game, but the change has been made. Ben Johnson now on Burns.
Couple of minutes left. Adelaide close to goal. A score might win it for them. Clement's fumble could be costly. Still the Magpies can get off the hook. Well done, Goodwin. Good tackle. Woden brought down. It's 30 metres from Adelaide's goal. Ticking to 29 minutes.
Yeah, there's Johnson. New opponent for Burns.
Up it goes. McKee telling tap to Burns, dispossessed. Well done again by Woden. There's Crowell. Another fantastic tackle by Shane Woden. What a game he's had.
I just get a feeling Anthony Rocker could be coming down to ruck. The runner's gone out to him, and he's starting to move into the Collingwood backline. Bassett, his opponent's going with him. He might be able to get in. He's coming around the back of this contest, Rocker. He's got to do the ruck work because McKee's gone.
Shut by Burns. Ricochets into the hands of Bassett. Play on, says the umpire. Here we go for the Crows. Carey! Almost! Rashuto! McLeod! On the left boot! Will he get a score? He does! It's back to point! It's a point to Adelaide! 30 minutes gone by the turn. And Adelaide leads by that Andrew McLeod kick. It's just a point in it. Clement wasting no time. Not too many seconds left. Collingwood have got to do everything right. Perry's fist took it the wrong way. And Matner takes it to the boundary. There could not be more than a minute left. And Collingwood from behind the centre have to cover a lot of ground if they are to snatch this back.
Well, Rocker went down into defence. He's now pushed into the forward line for the Pies.
Takeaway here is crucial. Adelaide tie it up. And there will have to be another bounce. And time now, very much Collingwood's enemy.
Yeah. I reckon McKee, Anthony's yelling out to McKee, you get down here, let me get into the ruck. Because when Anthony moved forward, it was his opponent who got the kick. Bassett. Great ruck work by Perry.
Buckley drives it forward. Is it out on the full? No, it's a throw in. So 31 minutes gone. We've got no idea how much time is left. But it's the Crows, importantly for them, in front by a point. They've led virtually all night. Bigland's key player in the last minutes of this game. Bickley over the footy. Took a risk there diving on it. Laddams. Collingwood just trying to conjure it away. And they do. Buckley, long ball. Terry! 30 metres out. Oh. I reckon the siren's going to come.
Ben Hart slipped. Ben Hart slipped. That's why he marked it unopposed.
We have to say, Collingwood can't lose it now, can they? They could miss everything. Well, I told you to go. It's all down to this. 4 quarters of utter heroism from both teams, and it all rests on Chris Tarrant's kick.
the sort of win that can carry a team through a season, because had they lost, well, they were 4 losses in a row, and after spending so much and being so courageous, it would have been heartbreaking. This could be the turn in the season for the Magpies. They were magnificent.
See, the goal umpire went a long way to his right.
He did. I just kept my eyes on Tarrant after he kicked it.
He liked it.
He jumped and put the fists in the air. He was confident it
So
was
did
through.
Anthony Rocker in last year's grand final. Oh, what a game. You can't get any better than that,
No, you can't get any better than that. Against the odds, the Magpies have come over here and they've done it again. They've got a history of winning pressure games, crunch matches at AAMI Stadium.
Well, let's go down to the ground. I've got no idea who Jared Watley's got, but go for it, Jared.
Chris Tarrant, what a great moment for you.
Yeah.
Talk us through it.
It didn't look too good off the boot. Starting straight and lucky to veered left and just snuck in, so wrapped there.
The tension with the final kick, the responsibility. How were you?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous, mate. I could hear definitely hear the crowd. They were going a little bit wild. I just really needed it for the Collingwood Footy Club. Three losses in a row, just wrapped for the footy club that we're back in the winners' board.
You're shaking a little bit. It's a big moment.
That's all good, mate.
You were down and out 2 or 3 times the side. That was a terrific win, a lot of character.
Yeah, everyone sort of really stuck at it. And sort of 3-4 goals down a couple of times there, and it's just a belief, even though we've lost the last couple of games, and just wrapped it and sort of get over the line.
It'll be a good video in the collection. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
First, they demolished the D's. Then they massacred the Magpies. And the Swans make it 3 in a row against the all-conquering Lions. Sydney versus Brisbane tonight on Fox Footy Extra.
What's the bottom line on Nissan's end of financial year sale? You can get a patrol wagon with an awesome 185 kilowatt petrol or powerful intercooled turbo diesel engine. And free bull bar, driving lights and tow bar. That's over $2,100 of extra value. While all Navara 4x4s come with air conditioning and a free bull bar. But the bottom line is, it can't last for long.
Bobby, what a great competition we've got on Grumpy Old Men. We're giving away the couch.
Where's Dougie and what's his name going to sit? Tony, where are they going to be?
The couch is going, Bob. Fair dinkum unbelievable. Have a look at it.
Well, it's the best couch I've ever... It's got to be worth 10 grand if it's worth a seat.
And it's real high, Bobby.
It's like some of those footballers we have in here. They got real height coming in.
Don't forget on Grumpy Old Men. Join the competition. There it is on screen. Win this fantastic couch. By the way, take Bobby home as well.